Hello, Internet! We are live with the Ordeals of Livistio, featuring our lovely band of heroes, villains, and facilitators. Hello, guys.
Hello.
I feel like villain is a strong word.
We're working our way towards it. Guys, I want to go over the table. We have a new camera positioning. I don't know why, but you know, I don't ask Discord why it changes the way its layouts work, and I don't question when people change their names on Discord. I'm just gonna accept it, roll with it, and get on with it. Rube, how was your week?
Good. I'm exhausted. Ready to play some D&D.
Hell
I finally
yeah.
finished that fence today.
Diggy, how about you?
Good. I'm exhausted. Don't know much more to say than that.
You ready to play D&D?
Yeah, I'm ready to play D&D.
Hey, Red, how are you?
You know, I'm doing pretty good, John. How are you?
I'm exhausted, but I'm ready to play D&D.
Okay, I see how it is.
Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm good, but my voice is not good. Ah.
I'm sorry to hear that, but Greg, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Tax season is over. I got to neckbeard it up all week, have some relaxation. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Good to hear, good to hear. Hen, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay,
We are a party
geez.
of happenings and positive
We're
vibes.
prepared.
Yeah.
Everyone should appreciate my Hawaii themed shirt today. It's got the Joker on it and
Ooh.
Batman sump right here.
We live in a society. That kind of
We do live in
Joker?
a society. In this society, Greg's in charge. And
Rise up.
Very true. Guys, I know what calendar date it is, but I want to see how much information was retained from last week. I want a very brief recap. There's going to be 20 experience points on the line, but can we get it in 20 words or less? That's my question. Who wants to do the
20 words or
recap?
less. Hang on.
Why 1 XP point for per word? What's we're doing this?
Sure. I just, you know, it's just one of those
I can-
high school level
so-
questions.
You want me to do it in under 20 words?
Yeah.
Recap the entirety of last session.
Uh-huh. Can you do it? That's the question.
Do you want me to
Shaking
give
his
an
head.
effort?
He doesn't believe
I
in you.
can... The
Where'd they
question is,
count 'em?
will I actually give you enough context of everything that happened?
Probably
Or
not,
am I
but
just
that's what the VOD's for, baby.
We researched the doppelganger.
That's one word. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ref 4.
That's it. Recap done. Under 20.
If I say any more words about me thinking, you guys are gonna count it to the recap amount of words I
1,
said.
2, 3.
No!
15. Count it
No.
to the recap. All right.
No. Yeah.
Now
I can do
we
it.
are going to Red Blade.
5, 6, 7.
Rube, you said you got it. Let's hear it. I think Red did an admirable
We
job, but I think we can do
researched-
better.
Doppelgangers.
Okay.
Tricked Ravel. Got roads funded.
Okay.
Invited adventurers.
got
Had
it.
friendly conversations.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Learned about Neordian mage connection.
2 more.
Travel Malo.
Okay. Yeah, good job.
Yeah,
Shepard,
that's-
please
that's-
add
yeah.
20
That's
experience
good.
points to your character sheet.
Yeah.
I just
Very
take it from you.
nice.
Sorry, I need the XP.
Will Diggy get a horse this session?
Not
Dicky has
yet.
a
Diggy has
horse.
one.
I
I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
assume
yeah.
It is
that
head.
you not include the
I
halfling
don't know why I
mafia.
said that. I mean,
All right, the halfling mafia
I
is
don't know
so
why I said
important.
Diggy. I'm going insane.
The
Will
halfling
Beyonce
mafia
get a horse this
is
session?
That's what happens when you play with us.
You guys
Can't
are just
mention
like
the
having
Mafia.
3 different conversations. The Halfling Mafia, Hen, what? Continue, please.
is important and should have been mentioned.
It should have been mentioned.
There's
Representative
20
words.
We should address the halfling.
How dare you not address the halfling? They're gonna come for you now. Like,
There is
Good.
no
Check.
thing as the halfling mafia.
it's
I'm a
real.
gnome.
I saw it.
I'm not scared of some halflings.
You're not scared.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
should
scared.
be.
Okay, John has pulled up the final thing he needed. Perfect.
What is the text of the message spell exactly? How many words is it?
The minute. Oh, I guess there is a word count.
It's
I
something,
think there's a
whisper
word
a
count, right?
short sentence, point at a guy, and then they can
This
subtly...
was a fun game. I want to make a game about the message spell where the only mechanic is you have to send messages to each other in exactly like a specific amount of words. Oh, this one isn't the spell I'm thinking of. What is the spell I'm thinking of that has a word
Sending,
count?
probably.
Sending.
Sending.
Yeah, message is the better version of sending.
25 words.
25.
Okay. Guys, I'm going to jump us straight into the action. It is currently the 7th of February, also known as February, because we don't have fantasy months in this world. You guys have just followed Blade Guardian Marcool all the way out of your castle, mounting on beautiful steeds, mounting on horses. I just need to go around the table real quick. Does everyone have a name for their horse?
Yeah.
Are
Yep.
they the
And or
same
pony.
as
You want us to like go around and say the names of our horses one by one?
Yeah, sure. We'll end with Henrietta and start with Rube. Rube, what's your pony's name?
My pony's name is Griselda.
Yes, Griselda. Which I totally have written down somewhere. There it is. What
And they
about
are
you, Diggy?
capricious.
What's your horse's name?
I have Blackjack, the obese horse.
Okay, okay. The obese.
Blackjack,
you,
the obese.
Red?
That's their name.
Dizem has Dizem, the inefficient horse.
What about you, Felix? What's yours?
I have SSD card, the proud steed.
It is an
proud
aspiring
steed.
horse.
Greg, what's your horse's name?
I ride the very most ethical of all horses, Al Capone.
And finally, coming in with their first horse, Yonsei. What's your horse's name?
Beyonce's not had a horse up until this point, so it's very exciting. Fuck.
You get one chance. After this, this is all you get.
Fuck is an interesting name for a horse.
Yeah.
Come here. Come here.
Yeah. It's fuck. Yeah.
It's fuck yeah.
It's fuck yeah.
It's... Fuck yeah. Alright, just...
Giddy up, fuck yeah.
Alrighty. I'm just gonna put all these names where I can easily access them.
Do I get a
Guys, you
personality for
are
fuck yeah?
riding
No.
full tilt with
The
Marcool.
personality is fuck yeah.
The personality is, in fact, fuck yeah.
Great.
Excuse me.
Just a very happy horse. Fuck yeah!
Yeah. Now, you all exit the city no problem, racing through the night / through the day, all the way down the highway. And for my prince, my beautiful prince, Prince Glynis, you knew these roads were in bad condition, but honestly, you don't really get out much. You don't leave the city/castle grounds that often. And once you sort of leave the territory of Eileen, or Alien, if you wish to be a little bit more modern in your pronunciation, you quickly realize kind of why the Red Blade, good old Tafina Malo, the Countess, has been raising such an alarm. These roads are not paved. They are fully dirt. The edges of them have seen just a harsh and steep decline on the edges. It looks like the soil/ground is been pretty well traveled to the point where it's like cracked and breaking on the edges, which is a massive falling hazard. You just know because your horses are kind of freaking out and being forced to slow down, entering a weird double staggered line, just to share the middle as much as possible. There are great big overgrown trees that create canopies where just snow is directly over travelers, including yourselves right now. There's no real resting spots or places of security. There's no outposts or stations where a patrolman or a mailman can, like, rest their horses. And soon you guys are all kind of, like, trotting down the road rather than being full sprint or full tilt as you initially left. What is Glynis's opinion as the rural farm road becomes an back road and you begin to somewhat feel lost, even though you know this is like the only highway of your country?
I don't know. Glynis was prepared for this, right? This doesn't come as a shock, right? This has been a point of his, like, one and only, like, outside of the country dealings, like, that we've seen for the last, I don't know how many month and a half of game, right? I don't know. Look, this isn't a perfectly paved and manicured road like we see in the capital, so it sucks, clearly. We're gonna have to fix that. Anything, like, I don't know. It's worse than his perfect roads in the capital, so it's clearly bad. But he has no middle ground to compare it to, right? So I don't know. I think he's like, yeah, this road sucks. I don't like it. Should be better.
It does suck, especially as the road takes a sudden divot downwards straight up into, like, a creek that your horses, like, kick their hooves out trying to stay out of the cold water as much as they can. This is a area perfect for a bridge that does not exist as you begin to steeply go uphill back onto where the dirt path is supposed to be. Marcool, after reaching this point, will kind of pause and look at you all. John's just moving you guys slightly on the map to give a sense of idea of where you all might be on this great big stretch of highway. Looking at you all, Marcool will state, "We should rest the horses for a moment, but we should not stop. There has been an upsurge in goblinoid activity for months now.
Okay. I
Does make it
guess we
unfortunate
should rest the
amount of
horses.
sense.
Yeah. You guys will rest the horses for less than an hour, and I kind of want to use that time to have you all speak with one another, catch up, and also to see if Dysum's horse has survived, whose name is also Dysum. Or if Dysum survived. I think this is like the second time he's ever ridden a horse, the first time being your guys' trip to Aileen.
Come on, Andy.
I don't think the horse is inefficient. I think I'm just inefficient with the horse.
Okay.
It's one way to say it.
The horse's actual personality trait is efficient. You just knock it down
Really
two
bad.
stages. Yeah.
Well, if the region has seen an uprising of goblinoid activities, I shall make sure that we are safe. Let me establish a perimeter. I will stand guard for as long as we rest.
Yeah, you stand guard, stoic soldier that you are, Felix. Or duelist, I should say.
Of course, if anybody wants to to accompany me, you are welcome. I only have
I
two
have
eyes.
full faith in you.
I'm just like really tired. Just a little sleepy.
I think
Mm.
Felix can make a perfect full perimeter around us by himself.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I will join you, Felix.
Great. Thank you, Snefru, to have the
Christmas
courage to follow me.
I need to walk my it's a little tender riding that long.
I do understand.
I'm not sure what else there is you all might wish to speak of, but you are essentially a day or so out from the Malo territory of Lerna, where she is currently having her household prepare and defend the roads as best as she can, with essentially no money, bankrupting her estate. But this is kind of like your one/last chance to like properly speak with one another for when you all begin to ride.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Fears of biting your tongue and shouting over galloping horses isn't really effective or efficient.
So just to recoup, what's like the total game plan of what we're gonna actually do, and who's gonna ask it?
I don't believe that we are asking anything. We are going to see what the Countess has to say. What was needed was described in the letter sent, and I'm sure that she has thoughts.
I'll turn towards our Gilmarcool. What is the Lady Malo like?
It's a hefty question.
That is a hefty question for sure.
20 words or less.
20 words or less.
Don't impose this upon people. I couldn't describe myself in 20 words.
Exactly, we're not monsters, we're civilized folk here. We speak in many eloquent sentences.
25 words or less. So you have 5 elegant words.
I've heard plenty of rumors about her, but I want to know what she is actually like as someone
Is she
who
part of the
has-
Halfling Mafia? Question 1.
Does she actually have
You're
a red
really
blade?
She
fixated
stares
on this
at you
halfling
for a
mafia.
second, Yonsei.
It's not
That's
real.
not a no.
It's not real.
You know
There's
the
no-
half
It is
of
real.
mafia.
I
real?
almost died. Okay? They threatened me with a shovel, which is
Earthen, well,
dangerous.
you drink
What
poison.
information I can give you would be biased at best, dishonest at worst, and also way too complimentative at worst. Worser. Worst? She seems confused by
Oh,
her
come
own
now.
words. Trying to sound smarter
That
than
was-
she is at all.
That was less than 25 words. I'll give her that.
Even if it's biased, I still want to hear your opinions of the lady.
She has been my best employer. And has earned my loyalty.
Okay.
I'm glad to hear it then.
Like if someone asked us, like if Gilly was a good prince or not, like we can't exactly say no.
I mean, some of us could.
Yeah, I could. That's because we're getting married.
Who amongst us couldn't say no?
Probably the Halfling Mafia.
They don't exist. We have tarried long enough.
While me and Felix are away from Marcool, I would emphasize to Felix how we might need to cut our way out of the Countess's territory if worse comes to worse. Or he will, and I'll help him.
Yeah. Sadly, I thought about that, but I appreciate your prevention, should I say.
Just gotta keep our eyes open.
You're right. And we will.
You all have a few minutes left to discuss amongst yourself, but Marcool is already beginning to resaddle her gallant steed, as it were.
So we go. She talks to. What if she just wants to talk to Glynis alone? We just like wait outside,
I don't like that idea.
have like an awkward conversation while we wait.
If I dress up like
Glynis? You just say you're
Glynis.
twins?
Yeah, we say we're twins. This is
Well kept secret in the castle.
Well
but,
kept secret in the
There's
castle.
actually 2 Glynises, yeah.
Yeah.
It's how they're everywhere all at once.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
separated at birth.
One of us is Glynis, and the other one is Guileness.
Guileness's theme plays.
Yeah.
No.
Galdus is the evil twin.
Which obviously is not me. I don't have an evil bone in my body. I'm not part of the Halfling Mafia.
There is no halfling mafia. It's not
I still
real.
listen.
It's too late, John. We've guessed the endgame of the campaign. You have to rewrite it now.
Yeah.
He just has to
okay.
divert all of our
Yeah.
expectations. So it's
Just like everything else, Yonsei will be right, and no one will ever believe them.
Correct. Correct.
Are you using Apollo's prophecy as a defense?
Apollo's prophecy?
Is it wrong?
I'm gonna have to figure out how to do a sonic boom now.
Alright, let's go. Fuck yeah.
You all remount your horses, grabbing saddles. Horses and pony, notably. I do believe a pony is slightly slower than, say, a full-blown horse. In fact, I kind of want to get a marching order just to kind of see what your pace looks like. Give me one
Snefru in general
second
is always slightly slower, so that's okay.
to set up a beautiful map.
I have a lime, but I don't have a knife to cut the lime.
Oh god.
Use
Are
your
you
teeth.
making
Just
drinks?
take a bite out of it.
No, I want to eat the lime.
Why
Use
would
your
you eat a
teeth. You can
lime?
peel it like an orange.
Out
Yeah,
of
just peel it.
curiosity, let me drag you guys over to the characters
Oh,
and
no.
the horses. I have given everyone access to
I
ponies
just
and
realized
horses. I
I was
beg
not
you
in
do not
Roll20.
abuse that power I have now given you. In theory, you all could drag out like 10,000 horses and just crash my game immediately. So don't. I've also
If you
given you
would've
access to
mentioned
the pony stat sheet, so that those of you can see. Ponies move at 40 speed? What do horses move at?
60.
They are quite slower. And I suppose the party only moves as slow as its party, or slowest party member. So what is your marching order / stomping and galloping order here? This is more cool.
Well, I don't want to be run over, so I'm in the back.
Fair.
Yeah, and I'll probably
I-
take the
I
front
think
guard.
since your horse is actually the slowest, I think it has to be in the front, so all of our horses go at the same speed.
I don't
I actually
really want,
do care.
Go
just
ahead,
from a
Glynis.
tactical just from a tactical perspective, I don't think it's wise to have the wizard gnome, squishy wizard gnome, in like the front or the back where like combat is likely to commence, right? I'd like to put our caster in the middle
I'll be
somewhere.
fine. I don't know what you're worried about.
Come on, trust the man.
All right.
You gave up. You gave up real fast. You were.
I mean,
Oh.
hey, look, if the party wants the gnome in the back, the gnome can like struggle to keep up in the back.
Who else
No,
is
it's
going to be
struggling
in
to
the
keep up
I
with
back?
that.
think Christella is a great horse.
I'd be towards the back.
Okay, who's in the back though? All right,
We're
Snefru's
all
in the
equally
very
in the
far
back.
back,
Yeah.
bringing up the rear. Who's in front of Snefru?
Beyonce.
Yonsei. All right. Then we have Elva in the second file-ish, being towards the back. We're gonna have Dizem straight up in the middle, somewhat behind the prince,
Sick.
with the vanguard being Marcool, followed by Felix, followed by Glynis. Are we all okay with this marching order?
Hell
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
Perfect. Excuse me.
I hope I don't die, because Glynis is gonna give me a told you so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you're asking us about marching order. Like, why would it be relevant?
I don't know why we're on a battle map with 2.5-foot squares either.
I wonder.
It could be for anything, really.
Yeah.
Boy,
You guys are traveling along this wintry road. It's not thawed, but there is, you know, it's going up a little bit above freezing and then going like right below it. So there's this like frost kind of coating the dirt, the trees.
That's the worst weather in the world. That's how you get the plane of glass on the fucking road. Oh,
I think down here we call it like black ice or something, where it just blends in perfectly with the road. So many people die in Texas every year because of it. I've
We
had
call
a
it
friend's
Mount Hood
mom
concrete.
almost like end her whole career because of it, unironically.
Oh.
It is. We have no safety precautions here in Texas when it comes to ice. However,
Riding wild,
as-
I respect that.
I'm sorry?
Riding wild, I respect that.
We do. We love riding wild. You
Fun
guys
fact,
are
pedestrians do not have the right of way in Texas.
very true. I want my guy in front, which is Felix, and also, well, I guess Glynis could do
Sorry?
this instead if Felix doesn't want to. And I want
What's
my
up?
guy in back to give me perception checks as the vanguard and the rear guard are the two most likely sources of attack, and thus on the highest of alert.
Wait, you want me to roll a perception? Couldn't hear you. I was.
or
dying.
Glynis, since you guys can like interchange based off your speed. You know?
oh no! I insist that Felix,
Oh.
champion, takes
Oh.
the lead here.
Oh, nice. How nice of you.
Tyranny.
Right, let's see. Ooh.
Ooh, very nice. Then, Felix, you are going to see them. And out of curiosity, do you have your magical ring equipped?
Oh, shit.
Your
Well,
plus 1 to AC equipped?
You know what?
This may matter.
Since Snefru did told me it wasn't cursed. If it's safe, I'm putting it on. Yeah, sure.
It's an
wearing
attunement
it.
slot that gives you plus 1 AC. That's sick as shit.
Yep. Let's
What's
do
the
it.
worst that can happen?
The shift of blame has just gone from Glynis to
Yeah.
Felix, now to Snefru.
Yep.
Let's see how long we can keep this
And
shit going.
I'm totally fine with that. Okay, so I mean,
No, the
I
buck
won't add
stops
it.
with me.
Felix,
I
you
won't
are
add it right
going
now
to
on the
see
sheet.
them well after they have seen you, however. or rather, smelled you. As two canine-like creatures bound out of the forest, your horses, immediately seeing the predators, instinctively will begin to act. But I need everyone to roll for initiative immediately. Though I had to brush up on my mounted combat rules, your horses just go immediately after your turn in initiative. These are not, what do you call it? Not monstrous mounts.
War horses.
There's like a specific term
Where
for
am
like combat mounts, and although your horses have like a hoof attack, they do not behave like that normally. That is like a desperate last maneuver to save themselves, more so than anything else.
Wow, Diggy, you're ready for this.
I'm ready to eat a goddamn lime.
Just
bite into it.
lime.
Woof.
Bite into the line.
I need to like FedEx you a butter knife or something.
I have a knife. It's just not within reach.
You need to get up to get a knife. Like, I'm not gonna stop you from walking away.
after my turn initiative, I'm gonna go get a knife.
Okay.
John,
Yeah.
for health purposes, has it been a long rest since we were
Yes.
attacked by the moon?
You left right after or right before we did the long rest, yes.
Okay,
I was kind of
Everyone
wondering why
except
your
you
health
gets
was
it.
set low, but you should be at full, yeah.
I'm okay now.
So we
I'm
all
emotionally-
at full or
We're all at full. We should, unless you use the spell slot.
Unless you were attacked by the Halfling Mafia.
because I was still at 14, so yeah. Okay.
Yeah, everybody should be at full resources. As John goes ahead and uses some macros to make this a little bit easier for himself. Give me just 1 second here. I'm gonna make this real easy for myself, actually. As we organize. What? Nope, that's screwed up. There we go. Okay, both are into initiative. You. Okay. No one is surprised by this. You are 7 people, Marcool being especially on guard. You all know this was dangerous territory. She quite literally warned you all specifically there were goblinoids in this area. So when Felix sees and calls out these strange beasts that burst from the forest and startle your horses, Eleva, you are first to act, but I need you to make me an immediate animal handling check, or get thrown off your mount as it suddenly stops and begins to kick off to escape and divert away from the clear predators it sees 100 feet in front of it.
Well, I got a nat 20, so logically speaking, this should be a nat 1.
Oh,
Hey, I'll
good.
take it.
Whoa.
I'll take it.
You are not thrown from your horse and are able to assert some control over it, as it is your turn in combat. What do you do?
Are we playing my fantasy movie logic, or if I try to draw a bow while riding a horse, am I gonna get fucked because I'm not trained in that? Trained in horseback archery.
You know, horseback archery is a mechanical skill proficiency, but I don't know
I
if
think it
Diggy is a
for fighters.
trained horse archer from a relatively urban island nation.
In that case, I would like to dismount my horse without getting thrown off.
Okay. You just mount your horse without getting thrown off.
I'll go
You
ahead
hold
and draw
on
it. Keep...
to its reins so it can't run away from you.
Yeah, I have it sort of reins like looped around my shoulder, so I can still have both hands free, but it's still like connected to me.
That makes perfect sense.
And I'm going to go ahead and draw my bow and prepared action. The moment one of these things gets within range, going to shoot at it.
Okay. What is your range out of curiosity?
The range of the short bow is 80 feet, and I messed up my wording. When it gets within melee range of an ally, because sneak attack bonus.
Perfect. When the war gets within range of an ally, you will shoot it.
Yes.
Just for... Yeah, that's fine, actually. That makes perfect sense. Alright, you ready your action as the goblinoids pop out of the forest, beginning to assail you all in a withering hail of the most primitive tribal bows you have ever seen in your life. Before that, I kind of want to give the Felix POV of what these wolf-like creatures are, because I have said that without actually describing to you what these things are, and I would like to somewhat retract. Felix, you remember the bugbear, yeah?
Yeah.
This size, large, great big, long-limbed thing, with, you know, kind of a tail, not really, with a big old pipe that it used as a mace or cudgel. You see that, like, a weird mutation has occurred within one such creature, and they are now this elongated-limbed, wolf-like bestial monster with the face still of a bugbear, somewhat closer to a man, just covered in this thick fur and wolf-like. It's almost as if a bugbear and a wolf fused together to form some lycanthropic chimera, I suppose would be the best way to describe it. These, of course, are the infamous warg.
Wow.
Who kind of all act simultaneously. However, we have some goblins, specifically 8 of them, going to be shooting you all and your horses. Because goblins love horse meat. I hope you all are happy you named your horses, as archers prepare to snipe them. We're going to start with green team up here. You see 4 green goblinoids with bows. They are going to shoot the back line. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 targets. We're going to roll 4d6 and go left from right. Alright, that is... Excuse me. We have 1 on Yonsei, 2 on Elva, and 1 on Criselda. That is our target array. So this one is going to be on Yonsei. Yonsei, what's your AC?
It's a great question. I believe it's a low number.
If it is
known
14
as
or
12.
below, you will suffer 5
11.
piercing damage.
Sorry. Yeah, I definitely do.
These are to Eluva, both. Pop, pop, a 17 and a 20, as you are shot in the back. And finally, Criselda, the pony, with 12, will suffer 6 points of damage. You should be able to affect their health bars. There's Snefru. If you would like to click on your pony and hit -6 on that red circle. Okay, and now we are going to do the exact same thing, but this time on your vanguard. As a goblin pops out and says, "Kill them all!" In common, because this is one of the guys who can actually speak it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 46, same situation. We have 3 going on. What would that be? Left to right? I guess technically that's Felix in the back, since he is further left than Glynis.
I can't actually affect my pony.
You
I
can't
can affect
its-
some people's horses.
You can't.
I can't
edit
touch
it?
my pony.
Is it because he has a pony and not a horse?
Oh, player permissions. Never mind. That it will be on me. My bad.
Oh, okay, sorry about that.
No, you're good. It's my fault. Lots going on, fellas. All right, we have 2 shots going on Felix's horse. We have 1 on Glynis and then 1 on Glynis's horse. So here are 2 bows on Felix's horse. Bop, bop. I think that 8 is actually a miss. But the 20 will definitely hit. Followed by 1 on Glynis, which is a critical hit. I don't know if you can...
As my reaction, I will attempt to deflect the missile using my newly found monk powers. So I get to roll... let me double check exactly what deflect missile says. I get to roll 1d10 plus my dexterity modifier plus my monk level to negate an amount of damage.
Ooh, very cool. Can you just post the ability for me for posterity?
Yeah, I can do it.
Thank you so much.
I don't know how to roll from this screen. I hate these character sheets a lot. There we go.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
So I will roll 1d10 plus my monk level, which is 3, plus my dexterity modifier, which is 2 currently. So I will reduce... I need to slash roll that. I will reduce incoming damage by 10.
Ooh, very nice. Now, I believe if you reduce it to 0, you can use a key point to hurl it back.
I may choose to use a key point. I choose not to use a key point. I simply deflect the damage.
You grab the arrow right as it's about to hit your face. You throw it to the ground. Uninterested in this goblinoid's shitty little arrow. However, the last shot will go for your horse, who wishes. Apparently, you know, he's taking after the master.
I mimed throwing the arrow to the ground, and I threw my pen to the ground. Sorry.
No, I like it. You're fully immersed, Greg. When you drop the arrow, that arrow hits another arrow going for your horse and just knocks it away from your horse's chest.
What?
Finally,
if I'm seeing this, I'm just staring at Glynis, just taking out my bow and just... What the fuck?
This warg, I need to check the movement speed of. I know he has 40, but he actually has 50. Perfect. He will be able to get within range of the horse, triggering Elva's attack. Since technically every part of the horse is protected, kind of, by the medium creature riding it, who can essentially attack in any one of the quadrants of its token.
Alright. Here's hoping. 15?
15 should do it. Just let me double check. Yeah, perfect.
There we go. There we go.
For 11 points of piercing. Everyone can see the red health bars, yeah?
Yes.
Perfect. Just double checking for you all. You chunk it, hitting it directly in the breast as it goes for Marcool herself. Going to try to bite her and knock her off her horse. Jumping forward, does that clear her AC? She is not wearing splint mail right now. She is wearing a breastplate, which does miss, as she actually has 15 AC. She does not have a shield equipped. She is instead drawing a longsword as a wolf or warg lunges, trying to bite her, knock her prone, and send her toppling to the ground. That brings us to Snefru, who immediately needs to make me an animal handling check. Snefru?
On it.
Would you like to know the DC before or after you roll?
After.
Okay. You will pass by 1, as your pony, just seeing a predator animal, is a DC 10, but after suffering damage and getting shot, that bumps it up by 2, meaning you will hold on to the reins. Griselda, shot, hurt, trust you. You're her master. What do you do, Snefru?
Barely holds himself in the reins. He whips out his wand This is a perfect time to try this. It's new. My new spell. Magic missile.
Ooh. What are you gonna
Ooh.
magic missile?
Did I see the people the goblins that came out of the Oh, I tried to put it in chat. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, you're good.
How do I ping?
You just hold left
When you're
click.
on,
It's not working for me, but the 3 closest goblins to me.
you have to be on the select command on the far left. So like if you were measuring or text or something else, you have to click on the little arrow, and then when you left click and hold, it will make a little circle.
Okay, you're sending 1 missile into each one.
Yeah.
Alright, I need 3 damage rolls of 1d4 plus 1. I'm just gonna keep that 5 since that is a legal roll. So 2 more, please.
Okay.
I assume this is at first level, yeah? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you have the hat trick in you? You do not. Your magical darts each fly out, going at hypersonic speeds, and although this spell is easily defended against by an actual magical practitioner, you will find no such barriers or shields coming up to defend these goblins. Would you like to use your movement to control Criselda to have her move?
Yes.
Where would you like to move her to? You can-
Towards the middle of the group.
Alright. You hold on as she moves her 40 movement speed, getting in between and trying to essentially escape or break out of this formation you're all in. Oh, Felix, this thing is just shy of reaching you, so instead we'll also go for Marcool, but rather than her, he's going for her horse. The warg lunges, getting a 12, which is... should be riding horse AC. Yes, it's 2 over. Biting the horse, instantly killing it, and sending Marcool in relation to the ground. She's going to make an acrobatics check to see if she can land. Or rather, not actually get knocked prone. Acrobatics is just Dex.
Oh.
Alright. You watch as the Blade Guardian falls over and hits herself hard against the ground. Dizem, you think it's your turn, but there are more goblins in this mix.
Are they gonna show themselves?
They are going to show themselves as John drags them to the token lair. They are up here. Oh, they have a target rich thing here, don't they? They do need to shuffle forward a bit, though. Breaking out of stealth, giving away their positions, they move up and begin to fire at... I suppose Felix, Elva, Snefru, and their mounts are all valid targets, so we're going to roll 46. Find out who they're shooting at. Left to right, we have 1 on the horse, 1 on the other horse, then we have 1 on Snefru, and then 1 on Criselda. Alright, we have an even spread. Alright, this is for Felix's pony. That is a critical miss.
Oh.
It goes wide. This is for Elva's horse. That is an 11, which will deal 4 points of piercing damage. Here is Snefru, doing 8 points of piercing damage, unless you can shield that. Followed by Criselda for 8 points of piercing damage. Is that enough to fell our beautiful pony? You are muted.
I can't
Snefru.
shield it, but I can arcane deflect that shot on me.
Please post that as your horse goes down with you on top of it. Okay. You can use your
And
reaction
yeah,
to gain
I'll
plus
take
2
Persona.
bonus to your AC against the attack. Well, that... What's your AC normally?
Oh, I still had it set from Mage Armor previously at 15. Usually it's 12, so that actually
okay.
won't work unless I had Mage Armor on and I didn't say I did.
I getcha. You need to make me a quick acrobatics check here, Snefru. As Criselda goes down, her last thoughts and actions trusting you. You will land awkwardly, for this horse is not big, this pony. And hear the death knell of your mighty steed. Which brings us to Dysum. Dysum! You're looking pretty.
Yeah! Let me pull up my little measuring tool. And actually broadcast it to others. I am going to toll this Vorg by tolling him of dead.
Ooh.
So, do you want me to also post the spell in?
Yes, please do. I believe this will deal
Got it.
1d12 damage?
1d12 because he
injured.
took damage. It's a
Okay.
good spell.
What is the saving throw? Wisdom, I assume?
Yes, it is a wisdom saving throw of DC 12.
Will critically fail and suffer
Ooh.
1d12 necrotic damage.
Which I will roll, which should be... I'm just going to roll a raw d12 because I have no clue if it's actually in my attack list.
Did I not
9.
roll Marcool
Nice.
into the initiative? Uh-oh.
Looks like she's going last.
She's going last. Okay, 9 points of necrotic damage. A very good roll for you. As John moves her to the last spot. Any movement you would like to take, / do you wish to make me a animal handling check so your horse doesn't immediately knock you off?
Oh yeah, I probably should have done that. Of course I'll give you an animal handling check. Of 7.
You will watch Dysum as Dysum knocks Dysum off Dysum, which is a fun sentence and an accurate one. You would then obviously stand up, cast your spell, as your horse is going to probably bolt from you.
Yeah, it's responsible of it.
Yeah.
Not a great horse rider.
Makes sense. That brings us to your horse's turn, who is going to neigh, and will do
I'm out of here!
I gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. I'll make a wisdom check for itself. You know, horses do not like and cannot make quick turns, so it's gonna just dash literally 100 feet without its rider. Hopefully
the
you can
best.
find it if one of your other horses survives. Felix, you're a skilled rider. Give me an animal handling check.
There you go. Oh.
You are
I knew this was gonna
unsurprised when the horse which was shot, it definitely does not want to be here, and will quietly and delicately sort of shrug you off as it kicks up, seeing the warg charge and fell its friend and apparent leader of the pack. You will then stand up with half your movement, suffering no damage, but you do have half movement this turn.
Yeah, so 15 feet. Yeah, clearly can't reach the wounded warg, so I will instead charge the one that has full health.
Okay. Go for it.
And before I attack, I will use my fighting spirit.
Ooh. As a
Which,
bonus action
gives
on your...
me-
Are you a samurai?
I am a samurai.
That is so sick. What does it look like as your fighting spirit manifests itself?
Well, if you want to be a little cinematic, I guess, I just unsheathed my rapier. I twist it around me, and just a little bit of flames dance on the blade as I focus and get en garde.
Okay. On guard indeed. Felix, you have advantage on attack roll, weapon attack rolls until the end of your current turn.
And I also gain 5 temporary hit points.
Perfect. Let me go ahead and give you a blue health bar. There you go.
Thank you.
Do you have an action you would like to take?
Yes, I will use the rapier.
Ooh, 18 clears and 11 wouldn't have.
Yep.
8 points of piercing damage as you bite into its shoulder.
And I'm not done, because I will use action surge.
The action surge goes off. Likely a wonderful choice.
And that will be... Just want to make sure... Okay, yeah. So yeah, and I'll strike again. Still in my fighting spirit. Ooh, that's
Unfortunately, a 6 is not good enough. But it's better to get that out of the way, as it bites towards your hand, somewhat deflecting or forcing you to do a different form of attack, which ineffectively finds nothing but air.
At least I got its attention.
Very true.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. That brings us to our last creature of this ambush.
I thought you were calling me a creature for a second. I was like, I appreciate that.
You are a creature. That's what you are. You are not surprised. Yeah. Alright, coming out of the woods, you've seen an injured bugbear before, but now you see one in his full splendor. Well, splendor's the wrong word. Brutality. Popping up out of the divot of the ground, having skulked behind a tree, he watches as Dizem and his horse flee the scene, and he casually saunters on up to you. Not even needing to be within 10 feet. Or within 5 feet. Wait, what? Don't bugbears have extra reach? Why doesn't this one say it does?
They should.
Yeah. Well, you
Maybe
know
they
what?
have
He
10
wants to
feet
get
reach.
close to you, little dragonborn guy. He says nothing as he silently bops you or tries to bop you on the head with a morning star. Give me a critical hit. Nope. That was the shittiest roll.
I think bugbears have reach.
Don't they have, like,
It's fine.
the long arm thing?
You know, I'm not gonna sweat it. It says it's got 5 feet. It's got 5 feet. Does a 16 clear your AC, Dizem?
It does clear my AC.
And you will
I will
suffer
be taking
5
that damage.
piercing damage as a spiked mace strikes you with giant brutality. This strange goblinoid, essentially coming to murder the cleric. Which finally brings us to Glynis.
Alright, so I have to make an animal handling check at the start of my turn not to get thrown, right?
Yep. DC 10. Your
Alrighty.
horse is
Here's
not
my
injured.
animal handling check. So I need to dismount because I am not a horse rider. That takes me half my movement, correct?
I believe that is the case.
All right, so we have half our movement left. I am a monk at level 3, so I have 40 total feet of movement. So I make my way up to this guy and draw my Kensei's longsword. And I make a feint as if I'm going to strike him with my longsword, and I instead punch him in the kidney. So the reason I'm doing this is, as a Kensei monk, I have agile parry. If I make an unarmed strike as part of my action, I raise my AC by 2 until the end of the turn, or until the start of my next turn is how it's worded. So my AC will go up to 16 for punching this dude in the kidney.
Okay, let's see if you actually punch him, though.
Well, I punch him. I might not hurt him.
Oh, very true.
So there is the punch attack.
Oh,
That's a critical hit.
You hit him right where it
will
hurts.
take 8 points of bludgeoning damage, and then I will immediately spend a key point. And on my bonus action, I'm gonna punch him 2 more times.
Okay.
That is a 13, and this one is a 10.
10 will not clear. This guy does not have a shield, bringing his AC down to 14, which is just 1 over what you needed.
That is my turn.
He looks to you as you punch him right where it hurts in the ribs. Oh, you almost break one as he looks to you with murderous intent. Your horse is... I mean, are you just letting your horse do its thing, or...
Yeah, I can't control it.
Hell yeah. It's going to do what is known as have no sense of honor or loyalty. It takes a dash action to fuck off. As it becomes Henrietta's turn, also known as Yonsei. Yonsei, can you please make me an animal handling check? DC 10.
Oh, first thing. All right. Well, Yonsei's not good with animals, so...
You will
Not
get
great.
knocked prone. Your horse is uncontrollable.
Whee!
Then you would stand up, of course, because why wouldn't you stand up? You have goblins behind you,
Yonsei can just
raining arrows.
pose sexily. Can I cast spells from the floor? Can I? Alright,
You wanna stay
Yonsei
prone,
on
that's
the
fine.
floor is gonna... Yeah, well, you know, we can get up later.
Yeah.
We can cast a spell first. Just, like, make it look dramatic, you know? Yonsei's gonna cast Shatter.
Ooh, where are you
On
casting
this
shadow?
group over here. I'm trying to see how many, wait, there's a fun new thing that Roll20 lets me do where I can make
There
a
is
little
a
circle,
sphere.
right?
Yeah. you can
Yeah,
just do
if
the
you go to
circle.
measurement tool, you can go to
Okay,
shape.
I got a 10-foot radius. If I get right there, I can get those 2.
Yeah.
See how many I can theoretically get in there.
Probably 3,
Oh,
it looks like.
maybe if I
Yeah, you can
We
click
also
3
can
if you
circle.
do it here.
if I do it right on that guy. Okay.
Yeah, right on that guy. We try not
Okay,
to
then that's
play
where-
geometry games here at John Dungeon Master,
Yeah.
but, you know, I getcha.
Geometry was my worst subject, so.
Go ahead and
Yeah,
go
I'm
shatter.
gonna cast Shatter from the floor, just kind of like flail their legs in the air.
Yeah.
This is really unfair. Like a little cockroach. I think that is if they fail their saves. Oh, I thought I put it up.
If you could please post the spell card so that we can read it. Thank you
There
so
we go.
much. There will be con saves, DC 14. If you could roll me 3d8 thunder damage. A creature takes 3d8 thunder damage on a fail save, half as much on a success. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, these goblins are
Gosh.
obliterated by Yonsei. Is this just a clown horn that goes off? What happens? Like, as you just full-blown obliterate the goblins. Leaving
I
just
feel like
their
in true
squad
Yonsei
leader.
fashion, it's like they're like throwing a tantrum essentially, and just like stomp their feet and like you know on the ground, just like and just yell in their general direction.
You
Very
yell in
rude
their
of them.
general direction, your feet flail as they die, and your horse does what few knew it could be capable of, which is known as the Akira Drift. Seeing the bugbear is like, nope, wastes a bunch of movement, trotting away from you. And just for a little bit of flavor, you get dragged like 5 feet with it before you fully come off of the reins and let go. before it frees
Alright,
itself.
Yonsei will now stand up and like brush themselves off a little bit. And
Very cool.
nothing for a bonus turn, I don't think. I don't think I have anything.
Marcool sits up Undertaker style as she does not like being knocked prone and mauled to death by wargs. She, our veteran, will make a longsword attack against the warg as she awkwardly stands up. Making a longsword attack. Just clearing AC. Why is this two-handed? I guess it's two-handed now. Doing 7 points of slashing damage. And as she shows off her ability as a veteran of many Boolean conflicts, you will find out that she has multi-attack and will make one more strike. Charge! Getting a 16, which automatically rolls damage into a crit for some reason. But felling a warg that was mostly done in, I believe, by Elva, who shot it. That will be the end of her turn. As she looks at the goblins as well as the warg next to her, and plans to go on the warpath. Elva!
Alright, bonus action. I'm going to give a bardic inspiration to our good friend Marsul.
Okay.
Which I
Our good
believe at
friend.
this stage is a d6.
That sounds right for a level 2 or 3.
Yeah, sounds right. It's somewhere in there. This is not the time to be stingy with spells, because we are in quite a bit of a pickle.
It's true.
I can probably sleep 2 goblins on an average roll, 3 goblins on a high. It'll make them waste a turn waking them up. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast sleep on this lower section of goblins.
Okay.
Yeah, I can get them in.
Can you please post sleep? Let's see how many you can get here.
It is a range of 20 feet, I believe. How the heck?
Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose. I believe you could get all 4 then.
Yeah, yep.
Alright, I just need you to
So
roll
that-
me 5d8, and we will see how many hit points you knock out. I believe starting with the
Alright.
lower health ones?
Lowest. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Hoping for 2. I'm probably going to get 2.
19 puts this guy to
Might
sleep.
not be 2.
We'll put a little X. 5 plus
That might be
7
1 HP.
is 12. Which means you will get exactly 2 of them. As the 5 hit point one and the 7 hit point one just drop unconscious. Their friends
I have a
being
question,
like, what the
John.
What's that?
They're standing on an elevated terrain, not
Yeah.
fully on the top side of it, and they suddenly just fall unconscious and drop down. Do they maybe fall however far that terrain is to the bottom and take damage?
Maybe. Let me imagine that for a moment. So these guys are kind of being like the Vietnamese in the Vietnam War, where they're coming up over a ledge, shooting arrows, ducking back down for an itty-bitty bit of, like, ranged cover in case they got shot at again. These are like tactical ambushers who have done this apparently a few times. When the sleep spell is cast, John's looking at his light elevation. I think 1 will just kind of drop and roll a little bit, like 4 feet. But this guy on the higher elevation, sort of clinging onto a wall, would probably have a bit more momentum with him. You know, for delineating elevation, Greg, roll me 1d6. I love elevation, guys. As this guy rolls 15 feet, and at least suffers 10 feet of falling damage. Oh my god.
5.
He's at 2 health, which wakes him up though. As he strikes his head against a rock, his blood oozing down his face. Oliva, any movement you would like to take?
I think Eliva's just going to sort of position herself in between the goblin and her horse. It's not going to do anything
God.
because the horse is significantly bigger, but she does it anyways.
Okay. Are you, like, trying to draw fire for the horse? Oh, who'd we lose?
Oh,
And
That is Yancey gone.
Ansei.
Her internet
Hopefully the
died.
cameras
She's
are okay.
rebooting.
Okay. Why don't we take just a small break then as we wait for him to come back?
sure.
Guys, we'll be right back. Hello, everyone. Sorry about that technical difficulty. We are gonna just jump straight back into it. Elva, was that the end of your turn?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Alright, these goblins, or rather, this goblin, singular, has to do what is known as a morale check. Having had 3/4 of his squad / best friends and people he's known since childhood suddenly get obliterated by a dancing, well, breakdancing clown person on the floor of the road. So he does not have good chances here. Yeah. He's gonna do what is known as take the hide ability as a bonus action. And we'll make a little stealth check for John. Likely vanishing into the foliage. Yeah, likely vanishing. Bye. Skulking off. Red team, though, has a bit of an issue. Guy who was knocked prone stands up, bleeding from the skull as he goes over to his friend to be like, what the hell just happened? These two, unaware of what just transpired, having felt a little bit nauseous, a little bit sick, and almost falling unconscious themselves, they will do what is known as shoot the Blade Guardian in the face. That is what these goblins love to do, shooting people in the face.
A classic.
15 was their AC. She'll get shot in the face. For 5 plus 10 is often 15.
But not always.
Not always. You know,
We might have to double
resistances,
check.
heavy armor
Yeah.
master. And this guy will essentially, like, try to shake his friend awake since he doesn't see him dead. But that is kind of their entire turn together. Finally, the warg is a corpse, bringing us to Snefru. Also by a
Okay.
corpse.
I'm by my dead pony with an arrow in my thigh. I will limp as best as I can and cry my way behind Eleva's horse. So I will hide behind Eleva's horse and flail my wand and what to do. From behind the horse can. Okay, I'm just gonna fire another magic missile, but I'm gonna do a second level.
Ooh.
Okay. Who are you aiming at, out of curiosity? The bugbear?
No, the arrow that took Criselda's life came from this group up in the
Yes.
top quadrant, right?
It did.
That I'm firing at that group.
It's specifically this guy, if you wanted to know, and focus fire him.
Yes, 2 to him, and then 2 to the one next to him, I guess.
Okay. Roll me 2d4. We always go left to right and then up to bottom. Or, yeah. So,
2d4, and
Yep.
is that +1?
plus 2. It's +1 per dart.
Okay.
You will absolutely destroy the guy on the left. What about the guy on the right? Dealing 6 points of damage to the guy on the right. Okay. You are 1 goblin fewer of that squad, and the squad leader who called out his weird little laugh as he shot your poor pony takes 2 darts to the chest and neck, but is still barely standing, Snefru. And then you use someone else's horse's cover, you monster.
Yep. I am crying and hiding behind Eleva's horse. That's my turn.
Okay. This war gets to go and will do what it can do, which is kill you, Felix. Felix, I would like to attack you. What is your AC?
16.
16. Can we clear it with a 17?
Come on!
I felt it in the mist and rivers. I felt it in my blood as you suffer 12 points of piercing damage. And I need a DC 13 strength saving throw, or you will be knocked prone.
Yep.
Your temp health goes out first as a point of order. So that 5 is gone. You will get knocked prone. So you will suffer 7 to your total health pool. I think kind of just get knocked over. The last group of goblins. Well, this actually makes it somewhat easier for you, Felix, as they were just going to shoot you with arrows. But since you got knocked prone, you now actually have some decent cover against them. So they will move up in a sort of firing line area, but they see people getting shot, getting blown up, and will instead choose to focus Elva and the mage, I suppose. They call out... I think one's going to have disadvantage, actually, no matter who he targets. Oh, no, it's 80 feet. Okay, perfect. I thought it was 60 feet for short bow for some reason. Yeah. They're all just going to shoot Elva. She's got the bow. They don't really understand what magic is, and the gnome's hiding behind a horse, which gives him, like, 3/4 cover. Which is lame. But, Elva doesn't have 3/4 cover, so they call out in Goblinoid, kill the elf! Kill them! And we'll shoot her. 1, 2, 3! If those hit you, Elva, please suffer damage.
I don't suppose that one of them goes for the wrong elf?
Nope. They seem to know how to ambush parties. These guys don't seem like... I mean, they're goblins, right? They're losers. In the grand scheme of
I am
monsters.
down for the count. Would you like me to make a death saving throw?
Only on your turn, I believe.
Alright.
Damn.
Elva is knocked unconscious as she goes to 0 health. As my roll 20 lags and deletes Elva from my layer. Where did she go?
Elva's instantly
Well,
dead.
she's dead.
Oh no! She was
She gets
reclaimed
Thanos
by the
arrowed.
shadows.
My god has called me home.
Yeah, she returned to the moon.
Dizem.
Don't worry, she'll come back as Sailor Moon next season.
No. Dizem, you have just been clubbed and spiked by this massive bugbear. What do you do?
I'm first confused on why I have 5 instances of cure wounds in my character sheet, but I'm not going to worry about that. Because I'm trying to figure out where my healing word is, but it's not there, and instead replaced by 3 instances of cure wounds, which I can't cast at range.
Very true. You cannot cast at range. Healing word. Do you have it prepared?
I'm a healing... I should automatically have it prepared because of my class.
Oh, you
But
are
it's
a life
not there.
cleric.
Yeah, that's where the problem's occurring, is I should have it,
Yeah,
but I have cure wounds and that's it.
very true. Here, I'll just add it to your sheet. No big deal.
Thank you.
Can
I'm
you
watching
collapse all
slowly...
of your spells so that they are not all
I like
fully...
having them open.
You like
open them
having
all
like
manually,
18
it's like-
spells open and you're just
I read them
constantly
often.
scrolling.
Yes!
You're a madman.
I like looking
dude.
at my options. I don't remember what they do, so I read them every time before I actually fully cast them.
Alright, you now have healing word. I'm gonna go to your core to make sure you do. Good god, you do have a lot of cure wounds.
I don't know what happened there.
What is happening,
There's so
Chief?
many... There's so many instances of cure wounds and like inflict wounds.
Yeah. You
A few
know,
maces as well.
it's like all
just
of your
fine. We're not gonna
weapons
worry
got
about it right now.
duplicated 3 times. Yeah. Alright, healing word's at the bottom though, so go ahead and cast that on... Who?
I'm actually gonna cast it directly at Elva.
Oh, okay. You
Right
got
off
struck
the
in the
bat.
head by the bugbear, You see Elva get
On the
shot,
bugbear!
and you quickly point out and call out the healing word. What does that sound like from Dizem?
It sounds like absolute gluttural nonsense, as nonsensical words come from outside of his mouth that sound quite like nothing you've ever heard before. Before ethereal tentacles shoot out and give life force to my ally, which will be giving at level 1 5, and did it add my additional 2?
It would not have done that, no.
Yeah, so that'd be 7 in total.
Is that because of you are a life cleric?
Life cleric, yeah.
Perfect. Can you go
Always
ahead and
healing.
throw whatever gives that in the chat for posterity?
Yes, I think
I
it's
just want you
literally just
hunting,
discipline of
okay?
life.
Perfect.
There you are. I always get a +2 additional, then another
2
plus
plus
my...
the spell's level, so you actually go up to 8, Elva.
8.
Yeah,
Hell
a
yeah.
lot of
Very
of
cool.
healing as a cleric of life.
You still have an action, you still have a bit of movement if you'd like to take it. I don't know if that's wise, but...
Well, that was my bonus action. I'm gonna do my full action to toll the dead once more with a cantrip and toll the bugbear.
Toll the bugbear.
Who
The
is
bugbear will
wounded.
make a wisdom saving throw. He will easily pass it,
He'll
ignoring
succeed.
any damage.
Very
He's
sad.
like, I'm gonna toll the bells for you. Any movement you would like to take, Tyson?
Yeah. I am going to move, I think, just around him to the other side.
Yes,
Good.
form the conga line of death.
Form the Congo line of death.
You will do so. I do believe I have told everyone we are not doing flanking rules, just so everyone's aware.
It's not for flanking, I just want to distance myself from the archers,
Oh, perfect.
who are rapidly
yeah.
approaching me, and I want to hide behind a bugbear.
Here, I'll move you for you.
Thank you. I don't know how to move it with distance, so I just did.
You're
I
good.
was gonna move it manually.
Dizem, as you move to this position and kind of look around, you will see that there are more goblins here. They're just kind of hanging out, not doing anything. Literally, they're just huddled together with little daggers and knives and short swords. They have not made a move at all, but they have been in initiative this entire time, just big hanging out.
Huh. Surely that will not become relevant later.
Yep.
So tactical.
They are so tactical, and they are going to be so late. I do want to point out, though, that Yonsei, definitely, I see you pre-measuring. You do not see these guys. Okay?
Fuck. Alright, I go back to my original plan.
Perfect. Felix, you've been bit.
Yep. Well, first of all, I'll stand up, so I'm not prone anymore. And I don't think I will use anything this turn, so I will simply use my my rapier.
All right, stab away.
Go.
Oh, you
Ooh.
critically hit it.
Nice.
You feel a tightening in your hand as you squeeze the rapier and thrust for 9 more points of damage. Anything else?
Yep.
I believe
That's
you
it.
have a bonus
That's it.
action thing? Second win,
Yeah,
that's what
but
it's called?
Yeah, but I don't want to use it right now.
Okay. I'm
Let's use it later.
just trying to keep track of everyone's resources, honestly. You need no second wind, no breath, as you stare down this warg who is seemingly intent to murderize you. Much like how the bugbear is now intent to murderize Glynis! Glynis, you have just attacked him, and this prideful warrior, this giant goblinoid, will bring down his morning star upon you. Ah! No, he won't.
Critically missing. I agilely parry it aside as my blade was waiting for his attack.
It's true. You Dysum will see these goblins, like, creeping up towards, like, this edge, like, getting ready almost to, like, scour the trenches in a way. And if only there was a shattering bard who knew they were there to instantly kill them.
God, if only.
That brings us to Glynis.
All
Glynis,
right.
you... Go ahead.
Same verse, same as the first. I, like, ready my blade to agilely parry him, and I punch this dude in his other kidney, now that he's, like, swung and exposed his other kidney. We just go right for that shit. With a 16, we hit him for 4 bludgeoning damage right in the kidney, and I will spend that key point. And I will flurry of blows him. The first with a 17 will hit him for 6 more points of bludgeoning damage.
Before you do your second attack, you brought up to my attention something during our little break that we just had. When you spend 1 key point or more as part of your action on your turn, you can make 1 attack with an unarmed strike or a monk weapon as a bonus action before... Okay. And you doing your deflection is just something you can naturally do.
That's just a passive thing. Yeah.
Okay. I wonder what that's for, because it doesn't seem to have any synergy with any of your stuff.
In future levels, I will get Stunning Strike, and I will get other Kensai abilities after that, which will spend key on specifically an attack. Flurry of Blows is an attack that is a requirement to spend key, but it isn't worded specifically as on the attack. It is just, if you attack, spend key, then do this, and I don't know if that counts.
Looks like a Flurry of Blows. Immediately after you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. Spend as part of your action. You know, Wizards of the Coast sometimes does this weird thing of, like, mixing words and not truly thinking out the wordage.
I just wanted to maybe use it now. I feel like
I feel that makes
possible.
sense.
But in the future, I will have other things that proc it and not Flurry of Blows, right? This is just a, like, weird nebulous state of the monk character that doesn't quite have access to all its tools.
Okay. I will research this, honestly. I want to see what the conclusion is, or if it got eroded and Roll20 didn't update.
Honestly, it probably didn't, just because in 1 level it won't matter, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and take your second bonus action attack as I subtract 6 more health.
And that one is a critical miss. That one didn't.
That one he catches. Unimpressed.
He gives him
by
the, like,
you
palm.
damn near killing him. Which brings us to Yonsei. Oh.
Yonsei is ready.
Let's see it, Yonsei.
So, have you been giving the bugbear language as a bit, or can I consider that part of their?
The bugbear does not speak common, but he
them.
does speak goblinoid. Or goblin, which he's kind of like making mutterings to himself. You know, John likes to say things
I guess
too,
then I guess this is a technical question of, if I were to speak, perhaps this spell, would they be able to understand me, or do we need to speak the same language? So I don't know if understand means.
Point out that it needs to understand the language.
It says understand you, but it doesn't say understand your language. Just understand you.
I think it would understand enough common. I don't think he's fluent by any means. Or could even, like, speak the word. But he's surrounded by common-speaking creatures.
Great.
Not in goblins, but in, like, literally his enemies. So it would make sense that he kind of understands what you would be suggesting to him.
Great. Well, not that Yancey cares, but Henrietta cares.
Based.
So Yancey is, just kind of slowly walk up. I think I'm already within 30 feet, so I don't have to get too close. Yeah. And just be like, all these goblins are like really talking shit about you, and they say that you're like really not cool, and you're kind of fuzzy, and you smell bad. So you know what you should do? Cast suggestion. Kill all the goblins.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah, go ahead and burn the spell, and...
Uh-huh. Don't know if it's gonna work or not.
For example, you might suggest a knight give her warhorse to the first beggar she meets. Yeah. Can you move your character? You said you approached it calmly and soothingly, yeah?
Yeah, just like, someone coming up.
Yeah,
Just got some
sure.
words to say. Arms
You
are
got some
open, no
words to
weapons
say.
in sight.
You said kill all the goblins. I'm gonna be real. This might make sense in Yancey's head, especially if this is the first time he's ever casted this spell. But that seems incredibly reasonable to Yancey. That makes perfect sense. Like, this bugbear is a treacherous monster who should kill all of his friends, right?
They're talking shit.
However,
They're
I
stealing
don't
its
think
food,
that's very reasonable to the
stealing its
bugbear.
share of the loot.
Yeah, it's definitely not a reasonable suggestion in the bugbear's eyes. And thus, it will not just switch on the green health bar and stop attacking players. Like, oh yes, this is perfectly reasonable. I agree with you 100%. We should kill all the goblins.
I mean, why not? The less goblins they have, the bigger share of food they get at the campfire.
That is true. You are not alone, Marcoul cries to you, Felix, as she brings her sword down against the warg, having what is known as correct targeting priority as a veteran soldier.
Can I do something else?
Yeah, you burn your spell slot, for sure.
Yeah, can I just give inspiration to someone if I can,
Yeah,
be
go
helpful
for it.
in some sort of way if you're not gonna
I'm
let
so
me roll
sorry.
it?
No, I'm just so eager to move away from this suggestion spell. That's what I am. And you can't take any... No. Who would you like to give Bardic Inspiration to?
I'll give it to, I'll give it to Snefru. Snefru looks like he needs it.
Okay.
Having
You
a
give
hard
it to
time.
Snefru. It'd be really funny if you gave it to the
You got this,
bugbear,
buddy.
though. If you would like to switch to a red health bar, I'm okay with that.
They're talking shit about you, but you look great. Oh, you think so?
Oh, yeah. Any more movement you would like to take? Probably away from the bugbear. Or, Are you happy with the 5 feet you moved? Henrietta?
Yancey does not think there's any danger around
Okay.
except for the bugbear, which is probably gonna die soon, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Horses that we're running have all moved since we are at the end of the turn. They run off the map, essentially. Our good friend, Marcoul, will do what is known as attack the warg in the back while it's distracted with Felix.
Does have bardic inspiration. Doesn't need it.
They do not need it, apparently, as they roll good. Killing the 12 hit point thing with its second attack. Felix, you see just this enraged face of anger within Marcoul's eyes, where an arrow has, glanced off her cheekbone, creating a really deep gash. Oh, thank you, Crisp Audio Sound Suppression. I love you every hour. Oh. And I suppose she has a little bit of movement left, so she's gonna go find the goblin that shot her. Brings us to Elva, who is prone on the ground and noticeably not dying.
Very good. I don't think I need to burn another. No, if I don't burn another spell slot, they're just gonna knock me unconscious again. Then someone else is gonna have to burn a spell slot. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Sleep now on this top group because I'm more likely to get rid of all of them than I am on the bottom group.
Very good.
Burning
Let's
a
see it.
second spell slot. I have one remaining. It's going to be another 5d8.
Another
Or
5d8.
28.
That will knock out all 3 of these goblins easily. They have a total of 16. They have a total of 19 health. And their entire pool. And I will denote
Could have taken
that.
out the bottom group. Oh well.
Very true. They are slept for the next minute.
God, that's actually a very impressive roll. I could have taken out the fucking bugbear with that.
Could've taken out
But yes.
A lot of things with that.
Yeah. Bardic inspiration to our lovely prince.
Okay.
End turn.
Thank you.
Oh, positioning myself in between, I suppose, my horse and the bugbear and the other archers.
You got it. This goblin who is skulking through the woods is going to do what's known as leave combat and exit turn order. The red goblins... You're approaching me, it says, making a JoJo reference, and runs to, quite literally, stab Marcool to death with their little swords. This guy's prone, actually. He doesn't get that opportunity. So these two will actually make bow attacks, I suppose, on Felix? Since he's out in the open, just what's up?
Cowards!
They are cowards.
Quit
You want them
shooting
to
my
shoot you in the
friends.
back instead?
Yeah, I got my reaction. I'm good.
Well, okay. They're gonna shoot Felix in the face and try to stab Marcool to death. We will start with Marcool. Scimitars, which are short swords. One will hit for 6. And then 2 bow shots on you, Felix. Pop, pop, an 8.
Still
Or a
cowards.
21.
Yeah, that one passes.
Alrighty. Snefru, that brings us to you. The bugbear and some goblins and some sleeping goblins all seem to be that remain.
Okay. I'm standing here. The bugbear. I think Snefru sees. All he can really see from where he's at is the bugbear, the goblins that just shot Felix. Does he see the new group yet?
No, they're still hidden, technically. Just
Cool.
not well
Just wanted to
enough
make
from
sure.
Dizem, who's, like, actually looking down on them.
So I will frostbite the bugbear.
Okay, you frostbite the bugbear. Is this a save?
Yeah, Constitution saving throw.
Let's do it. That is Dex Con. He's
Ooh.
immune to cantrips, guys.
Yep, he saves.
Just
You have to
Um,
beat him in physical combat or use magic missile.
Yeah. I don't have any bonus action spells, so your wizard is useless right now. I want to make myself as small as possible and hide behind Elva on the horse.
An easy thing to do. Elva's horse is, like, kind of calming down now that arrows aren't flying at it. These goblins are unconscious, bringing us to Dizem immediately.
Okay. So I can visibly see a brand new horde of goblins approaching us.
Kind of.
Kind of, or I do.
They're watching you. They look at you. You lock eyes with them. They see you. They're, like, right below the hill, essentially.
They haven't fully on attacked us yet, but they have approached further than they were before. So as a responsible cleric, I feel it my responsibility to call out that there is a new group of goblins approaching us from the south.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to hit the bugbear.
Ooh. What are you gonna hit him with?
I'm gonna try to hit him with hit spell inflict wounds.
Ooh. Using anti-life magics to drain him. I think that's a spell attack roll, yeah?
It is a spell attack roll.
Then let's see it, bro.
Did you delete my inflict wounds?
No, I want you to
no.
use all of your inflict wounds. Do it 4 times, which is how many inflict wounds you have on your character sheet.
You've actually removed all of my inflict wounds.
Oh, then you don't have it. No,
How did you
guys.
do this? Okay,
I was just
let me
trying to
remember
make your
what-
sheet look better. There you go. It's in there now.
I think it's just a d20 plus my...
It's at the
order.
bottom of your
Oh, it's
sheet.
back?
Yep.
Oh, how splendid. I have it back.
Okay, let's see it. AC 14. Oh, you just barely hit. Roll for damage.
God is good. My god. Very faithful to it. Does 23 necrotic damage perhaps maybe
Well.
kill him?
Yeah, what is inflict wounds? Is this more tentacle motifs as you essentially...
Oh, it's definitely way more tentacle motifs this time. A lot
Ooh.
more aggressive though. Instead they have barbs at the end. Actually sinking into the bugbear's flesh.
You know in Elden Ring when you get like the blood rot and on your character the like blood tentacles come like springing out for a moment when you take damage? I imagine that's what we see from the bugbear is he just like is infested with black tentacles that just go out of him.
Glynis, you have spent the past like 18 seconds just physically beating this guy down with your fist. He catches your hand and then you watch as these tendrils of life energy literally just rip him apart into a pile of viscera. And you kind of just look at Dizem, who's glowing with his magical power.
Oh, I look with a happy smile. I was like, I knew he was worth it. What a beast! Yes.
Okay.
Hit spell inflict wounds. And then as... Let me see here.
My headphones.
Yeah, I feel like as a... No, I can't do that actually. So yeah, no, that's it.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Well, Felix, that brings us to you, bud.
Yeah. So I got 2 questions actually. No, I got just one. These guys, are they still on the higher ground or?
They're
Are they at low
on
level?
even terrain now.
Okay.
They're just underneath that tree, and it looks like they're not.
But yeah, they're kind of far away. Well, first thing first, I will use my bonus action to get second wind because
Who knew getting shot would make you injured?
who knew? Oh, nice!
Technically, that's 4, not 2, since it's plus fighter level, not constitution.
Oh,
making
right.
it a little bit better, but, you know, a
Yeah.
nat 1's a nat 1.
Yep. And seeing as well, there is temptation to leave deal with the goblins, but obviously the faster we deal with it, the faster we can get back on the road. So I will charge as well
Okay.
and attack the goblin.
You will
With a
attack
twist
the
of my
goblin.
blade. Foul beast.
The foulest of beasts. You will strike it
Good
for 4, which
Right.
is not enough to kill, but is enough to chunk him for sure. Okay. These goblins are mortified, honestly. They just watched their squad leader, who told them, "Don't worry, I got this," like half a minute ago, just get absolutely obliterated. And are just going to stop what they're doing and leave. They are no longer about this fight, and one out. Dashing. Some of you will see them darting off into the forest. But Glynis, it is your turn.
It is my turn, and I have enough movement as a monk to make my way from the viscera of the bugbear up to this homie right here. And I am going to strike him with a fist.
Okay. You strike him with a fist.
That is a 5. That will miss. No reason to spend the juice on that, but I will flurry of blows that ass.
Okay.
Yeah. So first attack here is a 7.
Unfortunately, just too agile, too small.
But I am inspired, and my fist strikes quicker than that with a 13.
A 13 is actually just enough to hit him.
And
But
I
he does not have a
smash him
shield.
for 5 points of bludgeoning damage, just as he thinks he nimbly escaped. And
I will do
remember
what I
all of those
normally don't
phrases.
do and just show you all his health. There you go. He has 5 health exactly. This poor little guy woke up his friend, shot at Felix, turns around, and just gets domed in the face. He goes down like a sack of potatoes.
My first punch caves his head in, and I still have monk movement left over. So I step up, and my second flurry of blows just whaps this dude as hard as I possibly can.
Alright.
But I miss, so... It's something about the stepping up, it threw my momentum off, I hit the tree branch, I don't know.
Yeah. This guy's just like, no! And that instinctive cry out in pain manages to make you miss. Yonsei, we are back to you. You were muted, actually.
Sorry. Is there even anyone alive that Yonsei can see?
You see 3 sleeping goblins over here, and then this melee happening.
Ooh, melee.
Doesn't sound like my specialty.
I don't like that.
Yonsei can't even make it that far, so let's see. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go help a little bit. Yonsei walks 30 feet over here, and we'll cast a Vicious Mockery on whoever is closest.
Probably the one attacking Glynis.
Great.
I think is slightly closer.
Just let them know. Your mother never wanted you. You were a mistake. Yeah.
Cries out. His entire worldview shattering. What saving throw is this guy making?
This is a wisdom, as most of my
Always
things
a
are.
wisdom. Oh my God.
If you're wise, the bard jokes don't get you. Yeah.
I don't understand, but I still feel slighted. It cries out in Goblin.
Leave
Okay.
Mama Gobbo out your mouth!
And then I'll give another
Yep.
bardic inspiration out to
Okay.
let's see who's doing a lot of cool shit right now.
Out of curiosity, is Bardic short rest for you now at level 3, or is it still long rest for you?
I still have 2 more, so
Okay. Well, if you want to give it, go ahead.
I'll give one to. Well, actually, the fight is ending soon. It looks like. Maybe not. I'll save it. I'll save it. No one deserves my inspiration. No one deserves to be inspired.
True.
No one was
Work
fun enough.
harder.
Oh no!
You give anti-inspiration.
I'm sleepy and hungry.
Our Blade Guardian, two-handing her longsword, will strike at a goblin, critically missing, which They would use their Bardic if it wasn't a nat 1. John loves critical failures always missing and critical hits always hitting, which makes sense to him. So she's going to try again, and this time cleave down. I suppose she's smart enough to attack the injured one first. And, you know, just have really good synergy here with Felix. She is enjoying being backed by an actual fighter rather than just doing everything on her own. Which brings us to Elva, who, I mean, you have 3 sleeping goblins if you just want to move up and kill them all one at a time, Elva.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disrespect our lovely sword guardian by stealing her kills, so.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll just stash on over to the sleeping goblins.
I will just say this is what you do for the next 3 turns. You have sneak attack. They're incapacitated, so it auto crits. I think the highest one literally has like 8 hit points. If you just wish to auto resolve this section, I am perfectly fine with it. That said, they are incapacitated. Are you planning to take any prisoners? I know you have a goblin drowning proclivity prince somewhere amongst you.
Well known throughout the land as a goblin drowner. Somehow that story got out. I don't know.
Beyonce may or may not have told it to someone.
She'll grant these mercy.
Okay. If you have any rope, then you can tie them up rather than stab them.
No,
to death.
mercy as in killing them.
Oh!
Mercy from the prince, who might do worse.
Alright, 2 goblins are left. One knows that it can't get away, who is the leader, and will do what is known as die standing. However, the other one will... you know, you missed him 3 times. He thinks he's blessed by Tiamat, his actual mom, or spiritual mom, because Tiamat is sealed away deep inside the earth.
He just turns, huh?
He turns. He gives you his back.
I grip my blade in 2 hands, and I follow Felix's lead with a mighty thrust.
Okay.
With a 20.
Well, he
Put
bet
your
wrong.
hips into it.
You strike the edge against his back. Is this the first thing you've killed with a longsword?
Yes. I've mostly killed things with my fists.
True.
Kill an enemy running.
And finally, this goblin will do what is known as stab. The blade actually hitting. Oh my god. If only I was born as something stronger, I would kill you all! It cries out in common, being the only goblin here who actually knows common. Which brings us to Snefru. Snefru, is combat over? Do you trust that your marshals have this?
Snefru has an arrow in his thigh. He's crying. It's not pretty. It's combat's over for him. Okay, he's on the ground. He's crying. He's waiting for someone to come help him take this arrow out of his leg.
Oh, oops.
Okay, I'm gonna remove Snefru from initiative. I'm gonna remove these goblins from initiative. Dysum, is this combat over? Do you trust your marshals to handle it? Or are you gonna go help Snefru?
I was gonna go help Snefru. Originally my plan was to toll the dead, but I feel like they got it under control. I can go help Snefru and pull that arrow out without causing...
Last time we thought combat was over, our prince died. So...
That's true.
I wasn't there for that.
You went unconscious, okay?
My one experience was him 1v1ing a bugbear and winning.
Dyson, I want you to make me a
stole it.
medicine check as you pull this arrow out of Snefru's leg.
A beautiful medicine check.
A very
Can
beautiful
I help
medicine.
him? That is beautiful.
Would I be able to give myself guidance to do even better, since this is me doing my thing?
I don't believe in Baldur's Gate 3 guidance. I don't think you get to add it. I think the action is the medicine check.
Okay.
Though it would be funny to see, like, how does your weird tentacle spiritual mommy be like, yes, and then you're going to grab the arrow so delicately, and then you're going to wiggle it free, and... like, how does guidance materialize?
I'm sorry to say, but your
in the world?
tentacle mom is wrong, and that's not how you take out an arrow.
Yes, make the wound bigger. That way it's easier to remove the arrow.
Because although it is an ability check, it does say it can roll dice before or after making the check.
If
this
so,
is the action,
I
then
refuse
it's
to
fine.
believe it. Dizem, no, I'm kidding. Dizem, what your 15 does, other than just removing the arrow, reveals that the barbed tip is actually not a flint arrowhead at all. Rather than that, it is a...
It's a tooth.
It's a tooth.
It is a tooth, but a venomous tooth from that of a serpent, infecting this wound that needs to be looked at quite quickly, and likely by everyone who has been shot thus far, to see if you guys are going to slowly get diseased, infected, and then killed sometime later. But that is your action. You technically have a bonus action, but I want to finish this combat, so I'm forcing us to go to Felix. Felix, end this goblin's career, I beg of you.
I will try. Okay, so without much ceremony, I'll just cut him with my blade.
Okay.
We're waiting for you, Felix.
The goblin
Felix.
strikes it.
Yep.
This guy is like a born duelist, apparently.
Okay, you know what? You know what? Fuck him. I'll use one of your special rules. I can prone him, right? If I have a stronger strength than he does.
You can throw him? Oh, yes, you...
Prone him.
You can knock him prone if you have more than, I believe, 5 strength score on him. What is your strength?
Let me check. No, I obviously have more than 5. I have 13.
You have 13. He has 8, which I believe matches the principal. He will make a strength saving throw, I believe. I'm trying to remember my own special rules now since we haven't used them.
That's I have those right under my eyes.
He critically fails. He gets knocked prone.
So yeah, I just seem like I try to strike him with my blade. I see that he parries, and I'm just like, well, I just push on his blade to push him on the ground. Just, I mean, that's a goblin. What the fuck? Why am I doing this?
Okay.
I walk over, watching Felix knock him down, and I look to Felix, and I was like, a true gentleman. And I put 2 hands on my blade, and I will go to end this this man's career.
I'm not out of this yet! He cries.
That's 11!
On his back, he's still parrying!
Prone him again!
Oh my god, this is taking forever. Kick him in the balls, God.
Glynis, do you just beat the shit out of him while he's on the ground?
There are rules, not in the balls.
I would, but I'm out of key points, so I can't flurry kick him in the balls.
I believe that you just get an offhand attack for free, right?
Oh, as a bonus action, I can just make 1 instead of 2. You're correct. Yeah, I kick him in the nuts really hard.
Come on.
I'm still in it.
That's a 23. That's a 23 to kick him in the nuts. He takes 6 nut bludgeoning damage.
Death by nuts.
Yeah.
Yonsei, it's your turn. Is combat over? Are you just cheerleading as you watch Elva?
Absolutely. Yonsei is like, woo! Kick him in the nuts.
Alrighty.
I'm telling this story at the next bar.
Marcool will do what you two can't. Dealing 4, which brings him to 1 health. Oh my god,
Christ.
I will never die, he calls out as he's critically struck for 21 points of damage.
Good god.
Combat ends.
Moments in...
Yes, go for it.
I was just thinking this is one of those moments in cartoons where the big cloud happens, everyone's just attacking, and you see like wings flying.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm definitely telling that one to the Halfling Mafia. We decided we're gonna be friends now. If I get them a drink, right, they'll listen to me.
True. Without any survivors in this this ambush, but 5 goblins vanishing, you can't help but feel that this threat is not fully dealt with, but severely damaged enough that You have saved many a peasant or would-be traveler a very grisly death on this highway. Good news is you still have one horse, so you should be able to get the other horses back, who are just bolted and have been running, and will hopefully calm down here in the next hour or so. However, 2 of your horses, well, a horse and a pony, are dead. So we will deal with the aftermath of this ambush on the other side of our first real break. Guys, thank you so much. We will be right back. Woo! Hello, everyone. I hear we are planning a funeral for our fallen comrades. The equine hero, Griselda, who carried Snefru through thick and thin since his stay here. And by stay here, I mean for like 7 to 9 days. When he was given a pony to go to Eileen. You look
Snefru
at
was
this...
crying.
Yeah. Please
Yeah.
describe to me, Snefru. As you
Snefru has
mourn the loss.
Griselda's head, which is a little too big for his lap, in his lap, and he's just petting and crying and rocking.
Oh,
You remember all of the stories you heard of Griselda. She was a prized pony, given to the king as a gift, who in turn gave it to you through way of stable master. She was a attraction for all children who came to the castle to see their liege whenever they were doing some sort of state holiday. And now, here she lay, a brave warrior who just tried to run away from arrows before being shot to death unceremoniously. There's another horse, which Marcool stares down on. It's mauled, its throat has just been ripped out by a warg. And she kind of just eyes it sadly. Before letting out a... Do we have a medic? She asked. Kind of coldly and crassly.
do we?
Beyonce's avoiding eye contact.
I believe my man Dizem is quite the whiz kid, so to speak, with the human body.
Dizem!
Only
Goblins
human?
shit on their arrows and impale spears with venom. Come look at us before we die of disease or pestilence.
That's gross.
Well, of course.
Oh my god, I got hit by one of those arrows.
Yes, everyone except me and Glynis have been hit by an arrow.
In my shoulder.
I got
The
hit
best
by a
is to
morning
not
star.
think about it.
Dizem, help me.
Out of
If you say it
curiosity,
like that, you're getting no help.
do one of you, one of the healthier guys, take the extra horse to go get all the other horses?
Sure, I can go do that while medicine's being happen.
Certainly we will not
patient
lose him.
defense prevented me from taking any damage. I'm pretty much at full capacity, so while everyone else is getting healed up, I'll ride out and collect the various horses that have bolted.
Okay. I just want an animal handling check from you to see how quickly that goes. And then I want a medicine check
Absolutely.
from Dizem to see if you have enough supplies on hand to cure everyone of infection. Because I have infection rules that you, Red, in real life would probably appreciate, you know?
I probably would. Feel free to send it to me at any point. I'll read through them, figure out what I need to do to counteract it. Other than that,
another 15. You identified it easily enough. You have a healer's kit on you, yeah?
I do have a healer's kit on me.
Then I want you to expend
Well, it's a medicine's kit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 charges of it right now.
I
And we
think
will
that is the
say-
entire healer's kit.
Oh, perfect. You spend just enough resources so that everyone's injuries are disinfected, bandaged up, and ensured that nothing bad will immediately happen to them, or nothing severe, which is going to be...
Actually, it's 10 uses. I have
yes.
5 left.
Okay, cool. Then you'll even have enough for the horses that took arrow shots as well.
I also had lesser restoration if it didn't work and someone was actually getting murdered.
Alright. Glynis will ride off, taking Elva's horse, as Elva is being disinfected, and go gather up Yonsei's horse first, and then the other 3, which are just continuing to trot down the road. just going full tilt, trying to escape wargs in their imagination. But eventually they will stop, and this process will slowly go, I suppose.
I guess fuck yeah really said fuck no.
Yeah, they did.
Now, some of this medicine might be poison,
What?
but that is a risk you guys chose when you chose me as your healer. You just gotta hope
Can I heal myself? Can I opt out of this?
Feel free if you don't want my expertise. I mean, I'm a professional healer. That is my trade, my craft. What I do as a living.
There's no dwarf hand in these ingredients, correct?
No, it's drying in the sun back in
It's
the.
drying.
Oh.
It's drying at home.
Oh.
Sun dried. Sun dried
Ooh.
beforehand.
Like jerky.
Somehow.
No,
doesn't-
like
turkey.
Not like turkey.
no, not at all. It's like a dehydrated rat.
Like
You just
a,
put
like a
it in a
raisin?
cauldron.
Like jerky?
I
what
think
was
you'd
that
call that a dwaisin.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying to to Dyson, I don't like the way you explain it.
You can not
Were you
like
kicked
many
out of
things
your
I
village
say.
for like experimenting on like people or something? Is this
You would be surprised at how tame my practices are.
what?
What?
Anyways, you guys should all be good to go. I think I actually did a pretty good job here. It's not that difficult. It's mostly just feces.
What?
Oh,
Yep, you should
Oh,
be good.
I didn't want to hear that. Oh no.
Pretty easy to get rid of.
I need a bath. I need a bath. Water, please.
How are we doing health wise?
I'm gonna.
You're alive.
Felix, you want some water? I have a little water skin.
You know what? I'm good. I'll
It's
just
full of
do
salt
my
water.
own water.
Did you just medicine check our poison?
Yeah, you guys are good. You shouldn't
Hmm.
die. I can also do lesser restoration, and not that spell. Prayer of healing, if need be, and heal all of us to full. Hopefully.
Yeah. Isn't that only for less than half?
No, that is my actual. That's just a thing I can do. This is like
Oh,
an actual
cool.
spell I can cast.
Interesting.
Okay. I have now caught up with all of my back-end stuff. You guys will likely camp out here. You guys left early in the day. Marcool showed up at the castle, essentially at morning, threw a hand at you and said, "Come on, we're leaving." But after the medicine check goes through and the adrenaline's kind of leaving people's systems, you know, this was like an hour after your break, like, people are tired. And, of course, burying a horse, or giving last rites to a horse, or funeral rites to the pony, is
R.I.P.
R.I.P., rest in peace.
Rest in pony.
Literally ripped apart in one person's case, or one creature's case. You will, I guess, conduct a funeral process for the two creatures? What does that even look like, out of curiosity?
Well,
Beyonce
We
plays
have-
a really sad song on their lute.
we have two bards. Both of them should be playing. This is a sad moment for us.
Plays an Evanescence song.
Play Wonderwall.
Wake me up.
It's just a
Please wake
melody.
up.
Ah.
We've all gathered here today to mourn the life of the wonderful pony and a horse,
Horse is less important.
which is
Actually, the pony was a
important.
gift.
But I feel some people fail to realize how important Christella was to this group. It wasn't just a pony. It was an embodiment of Snefru's imagination and life. And he just
Now
watched
that imagination of life is dead.
and he just watched his pureness and his happiness get destroyed in front of him. And as we lay it to rest, we must remember that sometimes in life, you gotta keep moving on. Like on a horse.
Fine, guys, I'll ride with you. I get it.
Would anyone else like to say a few words before we send them off to, I guess, horse heaven? I don't know where they actually go.
Oh,
Stop.
Griselda, I did not know you long. But you were a good horse, pony.
Steed.
Tricky. You tried to bite me. But you were a good pony.
You were impulsive. One might say capricious.
One might say she was capricious.
There.
It's just too much.
As a point of note, Snefru is showing more grief for this pony he's known for 7 days than Felix did for a dwarf he knew for years.
It was not a friend. It was a business partner. Let's say.
Okay. Gotcha.
And you hated that guy.
I don't hate him. It's just
You
that
sent him to his
I
death.
think there's a difference between your horse died in pitched combat and somebody threw the hand of your friend at you one morning and just oh shit, what, like,
because
there's some shock there.
yeah, that's why I didn't say anything because I was legitimately in shock and I didn't address the question since, but clearly I'm not forgetting that.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Griselda and the dwarf with a missing hand just meet up and ride into the sunset.
Right off.
Both brutally murdered.
But bless them both.
Oh.
Truly a loss. All right, who's ready to go? Who else
I hope
needs
we all
needs a
learned.
ride?
You all learned a valuable lesson today.
We did. Not to
Yep.
love your horse.
No,
Invest more into the
To my
infrastructure
liking.
of your country. Marcool
Yeah.
that's the
states.
one.
That's the one.
Don't not fund your infrastructure, or else
Mhm.
horses die.
Also,
I will
Glynis has been
convince
training.
my father-in-law to do what's right.
Because I don't remember you being able to catch an arrow in the air.
I've been
a new
working on it
skill.
actually. Weirdly, I've had
Yeah.
Yonsei
I've been,
just
like,
throwing
throwing rocks.
forks at me. Yeah, like
Just
Yonsei just has like a bag full of like random kitchenware that you've
Yeah,
been
just-
chucking at me at random.
like he'll be like sleeping, and I'll wake him up with a loud noise and just throw something at him just to kind of see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, it's something I just thought I could maybe do while I was meditating in the river one day, and now I'm practicing it, and I'm glad I did. It paid off.
I mean,
worked.
yeah, it
Yeah,
did,
all those forks and spoons I thrown
Yeah.
at you.
but now I do
Saved
regret
your life.
asking. Because
But
now I
remember the
know
story.
that Janset is actively trying to kill you. That's
I'm not, what?
that's something I
could
should
never
have
kill
known.
anyone. I mean, I
You know-
killed 3 goblins back there, but that was a fluke, I promise.
Yonsei, when you say you're throwing forks and spoons, what was you throwing a knife at me about?
Oh,
Okay.
I don't remember doing that. It
Anyways,
helps.
We're gonna put the last pile of dirt, last shovel as a ceremonial offgoing. And that'll be all for tonight. Nefru, would
Okay.
you like to do the honor?
I want to jump to Elova, who's been awfully quiet, because I don't think everyone has appreciated the fact that you butchered 3 goblins who were unconscious, and just sort of quietly dispatched them. Elva, what do you think of and sort of observe as you watch these people, your companions, make a mockery of a funeral for a pony that they knew for like a week and a half? What's going through
This
Elva's
is not a
mind?
mockery.
This is not a mockery. This is a
Kind of a
real
mockery.
funeral. I can genuinely perform funerals. I can do that whenever I want. This is a real funeral.
So like you do funerals, birthday, bar mitzvahs.
I can actually do coming of age.
Okay, the
marriage.
joke needs to stop. I
Meaty
asked
weddings?
Elva a direct question, and you guys just kept going.
sorry, my bad.
This is an innocent creature. This is a creature who has done no sin and has been killed. She hopes that their souls find rest, and she makes her own prayers to that fact, just sort of quietly. And she prays that they see no more harm in wherever they are now.
I'll have to
As you wipe blood from your dagger that you just dispatched the goblins with.
The murderous, monstrous goblins that they are not worthy of such moral considerations. Come the morning
Correct.
after your wonderful, I suppose technical short rest that you guys would get if you'd like to spend, I believe, up to half your hit dice on a short rest, question mark. It's been a minute since
I'll
I've
take
looked at the
one.
short rest
Oh, we get a
rules.
short rest?
Yeah, you guys are gonna camp out here on the
Who
road.
dies up?
Now, I didn't even know that was possible. So
Now you do.
that's
Fun times ahead for
Oh,
you,
wow.
Dysum.
Damn.
I'm such a great healer, but I can't heal myself.
You just don't have that internal
You can
magic.
heal yourself, you just don't naturally recover, right? It's magically fueled.
Oh, there you go.
This
The
reminds
Song
me
of
of a
Rest
story
is
of like a
played.
certain dark Plagueis the Wise.
Don't forget about Song of Rest.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yes. Please add a
As Elva
1d6,
will
Ooh.
Dysum.
will hum an ancient, like, sort of elven hymn.
And thanks to you, I'm back at full
I'm at
health.
max, so I don't need anything more.
Okay.
I am 1 off full health.
Very cool.
Fantastic.
Just as a point of order, we are using the original long rest rules and short rest rules, meaning you do not gain any hit dice after completing a short rest. Just so we are all aware of that. I used to run a different way where people would get a hit dice back, but, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Glynis, the most healthy of you, I kind of want to zoom in on your thoughts and feelings of the battle, and just kind of gauge what the technical, well, not even technical, the leader of this party thinks of the aftermath. Or thinks after.
You want to know
the
what I think about
aftermath?
the aftermath? Like the
Yeah.
funeral and all of it?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, yeah. Sounds good, right? Like, if we are attached to these beasts that are given to us to protect, it would make sense to, see them fared well. This is a fantasy world, right? So I assume funerals are very important, because if you don't, then, like, their restless spirit might, haunt the roads or be turned into undead horses or all kinds of terrible things, right?
yeah.
Maybe their corpses are taken over by a nilbog of some kind, right? Like, I imagine that a funeral for a beast, especially like one of your own, it makes a lot of sense to him, and like he's all about that. His party is recuperating from a difficult fight. It wasn't so hard for Glynis. He beat the shit out of everybody, but like, not everyone can be as, princely. No, he understands that was a pitched battle. There was a lot of goblins there, and I'm happy that Dysum is around. I took a risk on him, bringing him in just kind of out of the blue, and he's healing people and keeping us away from poison and disease and exploding hobgoblins with black tentacle attacks. Like, he seems to be everything I could have hoped for at the moment. Yeah, the aftermath of this.
Preferential son.
Okay.
Yeah, the aftermath of this doesn't really like seem weird or different to Glynis.
Okay.
This seems pretty normal. I guess I'm still watching Marcool like a hawk, because I cannot know for a fact they are not a shapeshifter, because they came to me in the castle, and so like I need to until I can figure out for sure what's going on. I just have to keep eyes on them.
Just full-blown paranoia focus on her.
I don't think I'm full focused on her, but I don't let her like leave sight of the camp very easily. I'm making sure that they're around.
Okay. As my final question to you, and this might be hard, but I want to know, in terms of the hierarchy of importance for your comrades, what do you think that order looks like in terms of like who you need to protect, who's the MVP of your retinue, who gets the bonus at the end of the month for being your best friend?
So you want me to act like Deion Sanders and rank my children?
Yes, exactly.
Note that this will not affect Dyson's opinion at all of you.
Sure.
This will affect Fiance's opinion of you.
So you asked me to rank them in terms of who I need to protect.
Yeah.
So not favorite, but like in combat.
So coming in last is Felix. I don't believe I need to protect Felix. He is my champion and my swords master. I feel as if he is the one that I would lean on the most, especially now that my previous knight, like sworn knight of the land, has left the party and had a mental breakdown. Like clearly this champion, this great swordsman who is teaching me things, is the guy that I need to protect the least. I think following that is Dysum. Dysum is this incredible cleric who's blowing up hobgoblins with black tentacles and healing people, and just is this powerful dude that I trust fully to take care of himself. I think that the next person to protect, who would I protect the next least? Probably Yonsei. Yonsei is my cousin, and I love them dearly, but I also just think that the next two people slightly edge them out. The next would be Eliva, as Eliva is a follower of my religion, this like moonlight order. And like I believe that she is destined to like bring about this like coming of the Moonlight Order and like establish the norms of society and help the downtrodden. And so like I am bound to like lift her up and make sure that that happens. And then finally Sneferu, who, despite being an amazing warcaster and who like impressed me greatly leading up to this moment, like ugly cried in the middle of a battle, and like kind of like stopped. So like I was like, Glynis was riding a high on Sneferu. Sneferu was not high on this list, but after this battle, he's like right back to the top. He's like, all right, we're making progress, but there's a long way to go. We gotta. This warcaster is going to get there one day, but we're not there yet. He needs to be coddled a little bit, maybe.
Very cool. And I kind of want to use those thoughts to, not spend time, but finish the journey out. These are the things that Glynis, our prince, is sort of dwelling on, as... You know, Sneferu is likely just sharing your horse at that point, Glynis.
Excellent, yeah.
Letting everyone else ride their own. Who is doubled up with our veteran / blade guardian, Marcool? Out of curiosity.
Is it you, Diggy?
I seem to be the only one who trusts her, apparently, so yeah.
I mean, unless we want 3 people on Dysum.
Look, if she's who she says she is, then I'm all for her. But if she's a shapeshifter, I'm a little scared.
Yonsei would also be okay with it, but Yonsei's like actively like singing and like, you know, playing music and like super chatty.
Oh, actually,
you know.
I think it would be a good match. Maybe she should ride with you.
You want to answer some questions about like life in general over here?
No.
No?
No.
I was gonna ask about who does your hair.
No one.
That's natural?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Do you like, is there like a method?
Just goes catatonic.
She just killed she just killed Yonsei, just stabbed him.
Just steals Yancey's horse while she's like holding the reins. You all make it to Lorna, or Lorna, however you wish to pronounce this fantastical township. This unwalled, roadside, or rather dual roadside, series of buildings. Some of them are even multi-storied, showing some more investment in this area. You also see fields that are preparing to be sowed by the peasantry for the next spring, or the spring planting season, or early spring planting season. They're just preparing it, so they're like tilling it as best they can right now. During the high points of the day, it's above freezing, and then it sort of, in the night refreezes the ground. Next up is the great big sawmill as well, and lumber yard that is currently deforesting this entire section of the northern woods, as though they're trying to carve a way into the mountains itself. And this lumber is currently being stored and being organized to be used to create a palisade on these two sides of this creek. It seems that aside from whatever finances that Malo is using to pay for her private mercenary company with her family's wealth, she is also using it to invest within the private security of her territory, which is somewhat, if you did not know that war was coming, it would seem like a strange move, right? Spending labor and time and money on such a task. Marcoul will sort of take over the reins truly from Yancey, as she now knows where to go, more so than you all. And in the southern section, or southern half of the road, is a large fortified house. Not really a manor, not a mansion by any means, but just a great big 2-story house that is fenced off with a both a stone foundation, but mostly wooden fence. This great big fortified house is essentially the seat of authority and power here in Lorna. For you see many a banner, specifically the Duck of Malo, her crest being proudly displayed on a field of blue, the duck holding on to a laurel of peace. You also see a banner of red and yellow, with yellow trimming this field of red, and a black hawk, or falcon, or some sort of small bird of prey that has been outlined here. Likely the mercenary company's colors from Buia.
So those are not things we recognize from Livistian heritage, right? Those are foreign flags.
Yeah, this is a foreign flag for sure, but the crest of the Malo family you would definitely recognize for sure.
Right.
Or perhaps the giant bird of prey. Hard to tell.
Sizing and scale is an issue. It could be a giant
It's a rock.
hawk.
It's clearly a rock, okay? I don't know why you guys are getting it. It's a rock.
It's a bird.
Are we allowed to eat that duck in this area, or is that illegal?
Is this a legitimate question?
I mean, the Blade can decide if she wants to answer or not, but Beyonce says things regardless.
It's too dumb for her.
Right?
As you all enter through the gate, which is just open during the daytime, you will find that several huts that seem somewhat reminiscent of the ones that most of your retinue lives in, Glynis, in the courtyard of the castle, have been set up for this winter. Oh my god,
my room is here.
Nice of them to, build for us.
I'm sorry?
I was just being
Clearly for us.
chatty. I asked them
Okay.
to build them for us.
The billets on this yard house several people who are just kind of hanging out during the warmer parts of daytime. Everyone kind of feels it in their bones that spring is on the way. The world is beginning to warm up just a little bit in this February. And Marcool jumps off her horse, and a couple of
My
soldiers / mercenaries, yes, your horse, excuse me, will approach and kind of look at you all with curious eyes, and then just kind of ask aloud, are these it? Are these them? Really? Seeming unimpressed until Marcool will report, we killed like 20 goblins, a bugbear, and 2 orcs on our way here. And then she will, like, show off a literal bag that apparently she just did either in the night or while you guys were being tended to, where she has cut off ears, essentially, of every creature to have proof of kill.
Hell yeah.
That was on the horse with me?
Yep, just
Are you
hanging
gonna-
out in a wet pouch.
Are you gonna keep those afterwards, or do you still need those?
She throws them to the
Oh.
guy who looks at them. And then looks to you, Dyson. And then just wordlessly turns away, not even responding to you.
You'll have many occasion to grab others' ears.
You
I
really
ask
like
what you need them
taking-
for, Dyson?
She takes tokens from people quite often.
I know.
Uh,
Am I missing a
medicinal
limb that I don't know
purposes.
about? Medicinal wow, okay.
quite
Marcool
surprised.
is beginning to head to the house, just kind of expecting that you guys are going to follow them. Some of these servant / soldiers are, like, offering to, like, house your horses in the stable, which is out back, apparently, with some of the other steeds. One of them pointing
sure.
out, this one still has an arrow in it. What the hell?
We didn't pull the arrow out of it.
Yeah, you just
We
forgot.
didn't heal
What
the
did
horses.
you
it.
to?
You wrote it with an arrow in
Dyson's
its
okay.
ass,
Dyson
yeah.
never got hit. I wrote Dyson to Dyson wrote Dyson to this place.
Dyson wrote
We'll be
Dyson.
okay.
It was SSD card.
Gotta
for
stop
sure.
fucking yourself.
As you all approach the house following Marcool, you will be somewhat surprised as a young boy of maybe 4 or 5 years old, who was just sort of looking out the window, bursts through the door and calls out to Marcool, "Mercy!" Which she quickly absorbs a spear tackle to her knee.
Gilly! I think you're gonna marry a single mom.
Okay.
Have you heard of something called a MILF?
Jesus Christ, Chauncey.
I think Uncle Gunnar has a stack of magazines called that.
Yeah, I gave those to him.
What's a magazine?
That's a magazine true.
I should have never killed you guys.
What's a mouth?
The consequences of my own actions.
Marcool will speak with this young boy who you assume to be the son of Malo, which none of you knew the existence of until this moment, and it is confirmed as Marcool will tell the boy to go inside and fetch his mother. Party. You will then awkwardly kind of stand in the doorway and entrance hall.
Beyonce is grinning, just so amused by these series of events.
Beyonce's amused.
So
Never
happy.
Snafu's depressed and like leaned against the wall with his forehead and the brim of his hat. It's like I ugly cried in the middle of battle.
You doing okay, Snafu?
Yeah, I'm doing
Keely, I'll
want-
call off the wedding,
fine.
alright, if this is real and true.
Do
Okay?
you want some water?
I'll tell your dad and everything. Alright, I'll drop the bit.
After your bit,
I'll go
you
back to
start to
third in
hear
line.
the thudding of heavy footsteps.
Oh.
Looking up to the stairway, where you will see a woman clad in a great big cloak of Livistio's national colors of blue, which is fur trimmed with what appears to be like bear skin. Stands a large woman with red hair that has been cut down and trimmed greatly, giving her a, I suppose, more masculine appearance at first. She is extremely well built, clearly surpasses the strength of your duelist even, maybe even having 16, maybe 17 strength. And on her hip is a rather large longsword, which is, I suppose, not uncommon, but it does gleam with a golden pommel, which seems more decorative than anything else. On her breast, there is her family crest as well, but rather than a embroidered sigil, it is instead a full-blown medallion that has been pinned to her surcoat, which she wears coming down the stairs with a straightened back, looking down upon you, Glynis. She is maybe 6'2", 6'3". She's quite imposing.
Open to a throuple.
I think that I give a very like formal bow, right? Not like this is a thing that you probably practice in court, right? Like someone of station probably doesn't over bow or get real low. I don't make a big show of it like I did to the Lady Marcoul when I was legitimately apologizing. I feel like this is like a very practiced thing, and I give the very courtly bow, and I say. I guess you say we don't use lady when we refer to people, so I say Countess Milo. It is an honor to make your acquaintance at last. I fear we have much to discuss and little time to do it. Shall we, make to retire to a suitable chamber or something to discuss our plans?
A little bold.
Oh, bold.
Well, I mean,
She stares at you for a long moment, identifies the clown of your crew immediately, eyes Yonsei with almost murderous intent. Yonsei, you feel like you're in the crosshairs of your uncle, Pneumolia, for a moment as she slowly turns back to you. Which ones are your strategist or important servants who are capable of having an adult conversation?
I know that you mean to exclude Yonsei. However, these 5 are my best and most trusted. Each of them bring something to the table. I would have them all in the room. If you would forgive the occasional impertinence. I would not have traveled with them if I did not feel they were needed and interested.
So long as it
I'll
is
keep it
occasional,
shut for you, ma'am.
Your Highness. Please follow me.
And I let her lead the way.
She heads deeper into the mansion. And although I would love to continue this conversation and explain the history and have a deep and thrilling talk, I suppose that we'll have to wait until next time, when we get to truly meet the Lady/Countess Tafina, oh god, name blanking, Malo, I almost said Malloy, unironically, guys. So I'm gonna go calculate experience real quick. The reputation, we all know this song and dance before. I'm not sure. We did a lot of combat, so if some of you wish to just say, no, I don't think I, get anything for murdering X and X and X, I understand that completely.
I was gonna say, when was the last time we did reputation? Because I don't think I've
yesterday
been.
or last
If
week.
you've been,
Last
week
time.
when you left, yeah.
we
will-
gave you some reputation, didn't we?
Yeah, we
So-
manually changed it on your sheet. John did.
You got servility last week.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Oh,
But
amazing!
in lieu,
I still
of
have one honor.
In
Not
lieu,
going up anytime soon.
God damn. What's up, Greg?
in lieu of reputation, Yancey, our bond has likely changed. I would have liked to have done this last episode, but you unfortunately had to run. The prince's bond with you was that you and I have a running con, and we were going to get the best of our stodgy court jester with a true masterpiece joke, but you achieved that without me entirely on your own, of your own devices.
It's true.
I think that changes, right? Like you went and got the guy. How does that affect Yancey's view of Glynis, if anything?
I feel like in the beginning, Yancey really did not view Glynis as like a prince in any capacity. It was like, this is my cousin. Like, he's a little dumb, and he doesn't know how to talk to people in a normal way. And we're gonna have fun together and do this fun, cool thing together. And that didn't happen because Yancey saw an opportunity and like took it, and it worked out really well. It's just that's the nature of being a bard,
Yeah.
So I feel like now Yancey's kind of whole deal with their cousin is like, let's make sure you don't fucking die by getting in over your head.
Fair. Okay.
Because it went from like, we're having great fun and we're childhood pals to like, I'm sorry, you want to do fucking what, man? You want to do what?
All right. So Yancey, I think we have a new bond now. Yancey seems to take me for a dullard.
A little bit.
Yeah. I will prove to them my quick wit. And fun nature.
I would like to say, I know we did do a lot of combat, but out of combat, I really did my job.
In combat, you did your job.
In combat, I did my job, and out of combat, I healed without magic. Like, I actually cured poison. I did a whole ceremony for the dead horses. I did their funeral rites. I feel like I deserve 1 point for that.
You want a reward for doing your job?
Yeah, I want a reward for doing my job, because I did it. I did my job.
Did my job.
This
I won a
is
little
not
treat.
a capitalistic society.
This is exactly what my job's for. I didn't use magic. I used my actual skills as a human being to cure poison.
You're not a human being.
You're Dragonborn.
I use my skills as a dragon being.
What point is that gonna be?
What is happening?
What point are you looking for, Dizem? Civility?
Ambition, civility. Oh.
I was gonna say ambition because I'm actually getting good at, my poison.
You are serving people with your skills.
I agree with the ambition.
Because I'm actually able to use my healing kit and my other abilities I've been saving to heal people and do my job. It's all coming together. Soon I'll figure out how to make a health potion.
I don't think you get ambition. I would have thought I would have been positive towards a lot of other traits, but you didn't do anything that would be considered ambitious. Like you said, you did your job. You took the traits you had, you used them, you helped other people with them, but you didn't do anything ambitious with them, right? You didn't take on more than you could chew, or something new, or something inherently risky. There was very little ambitious there.
I blew up a bugbear.
Yeah. You went like,
With
okay,
your
all
own
of us get
magic stuff.
ambition for fighting. It's not how that works. I don't believe ambition is the correct one there.
I think
So
it's
you think
honor or
servility?
servility.
I think servility is fair if you want servility, yeah.
I wouldn't say honor though. I don't think I did a very honorable thing. I
You
just
did
did
threaten
what-
everybody that they were poisoned with fecal matter.
That
that's
is true.
probably
Yeah.
not super honorable.
It was true. I told you that's what's happening.
Alrighty.
I actually would like to put it out there for either honor or loyalty for me for fucking putting myself in between those goblins and my horse, because fucking shit, that hurt.
There we go. I have fixed
That
it.
is
Counterpoint.
her being loyal to her ideas
Now,
of her religion, and
That
fuck-
is honor.
No, I
Putting
believe you
yourself in
definitely get a
between
point in honor.
yourself and a weaker being. That's honorable.
So I lose a point in honor because I hid behind both of you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I think
You-
that's very fair. Yeah.
Your point of honor goes to.
Your point in
Alaba.
honor goes to the person you hid behind.
I mean, I'll take a point of honor. That's currency for me to spend later.
There you go. I think that's fair.
Do I lose
I
2
agree
points
with
of
that.
honor for ugly crying, John?
You can only
No.
lose one or gain one per session. Otherwise, we death spiral into reputation. But if you ever do something so egregious that the entire world turns against you, that's in John's court at that point, I feel.
Sometimes you death spiral.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Who's ready for experience, guys? Out of curiosity.
I am so ready for experience.
Guys!
I'm ready
Add
for
to my
experience.
long list of experience points.
You
in my
all-
experience.
Either I miscalculated or something wrong went on. But you all gain 151 experience points for combat.
Nice.
Yeah. Not an even
yeah.
150, which I could have made it an even 150, but I like adding a little bit of odd numbers now and then.
Let me add that. 2090.
Are we close to level 4 for some of our level 3 guys?
Not even
No.
close.
Maybe.
We
I
are
think
still
in,
1,000 away.
in
Okay,
2 to
that's
3
not too bad,
sessions.
actually.
I'll be.
We're about 5, 6, 7 sessions away at this rate.
At this rate, yes. However, a war's on, and we learn a lot about ourselves come
These some big boons.
wartime. We
I'm
said
about
goodbye
550 away.
to a dear friend, Griselda, who shall be in our hearts forevermore. As Snefru tries to find a new mount somehow. Who knows what that may entail. Come next week, we will speak with good old Malo, whose loyalty, I suppose, you were trying to privately secure, not to the king or the country, but Glynis himself in a way.
Well, to the country, just I am the
Through
country
Glynis.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I
I
am
am-
the Senate.
I am
This
the
country.
I am a
like,
Livistio.
there's only like
One to
there's only like
tyranny.
4 people in charge.
True. This web that has been created around the shape changer is still unsolved, but apparently not important to the king. You have also seen the dilapidation of roads that you have heard tale of, but never truly crossed in quite some time. A full goblin warband with multiple types of goblinoids assailed you all, but you pushed them back. However, where they came from, how they got so organized and armed is never a good sign. Either they have been doing this for quite some time, in which case the reporting of this region has been neglected, I suppose, or just hasn't reached the court. But I feel like, or maybe this is me just planting seeds of doubt inside you all, if there were multiple groups of 20 plus goblinoids consistently harassing the highway, you'd think that people in the capital less than 2 days away would have heard about it. But apparently not.
Unless
I
they're
would
after
love
us
to explore
specifically.
that, but I had a war sprung on me, so
Yeah.
it's kind of on the back burner currently.
It is on.
I
fire.
don't
maybe it's
think the
part of
two
the
issues are
first burner.
unconnected.
Yeah.
Fair.
In fact, I find the idea that the issues are disconnected to be inconceivable.
Yeah, you know those like really long grills that have just like the one burner, you know?
I don't have time to have a month-long campaign hunting for goblins, right? I would have loved to have done that. That was the type of thing that I was
Yeah.
pitching to people to do at the start of the campaign, but now we
That
have a
sounds like
different
a meta
campaign.
criticism rather than an in-character one. So I'm gonna just talk over you. Guys, thank you all so much for joining us here on
Mhm.
John Dungeon Master, our wonderful little channel here. Thank you all so much for participating in the Ordeals of Livistio as we get even closer to the greatest ordeal of all, dealing
Of
with mass
marrying a
combat
mill?
rules. No. You all have a lovely afternoon, evening, or night, and as always, don't die. Ooh.